Yo, guys, what's going on? My name's Eric Jones, and I'm a huge fan of coin magic. I really hope you are as well. I was doing some reflecting, and I realized that almost a decade ago, I released a DVD with illusionists called Metal, which helped change the way people learn coin magic. I took some old stuff from things like Bobos and created some new techniques, which a lot of people have enjoyed. Over the past 10 years, I've honed and altered and grown as both a performer and a creator, and I'd like to spend some time today teaching you some of my very favorite pieces of magic from my catalog. I really hope you enjoy it. This is Metal 4. Fellas, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming to hang out. I want to show you guys something that I think is kind of cool, kind of weird. Inside of this Italian men's carry-all that I got from a company called Illusionist, I have 4 really old Walking Liberty American half dollars. We're going to leave the purse there in plain sight. Guys, I want you to examine the coins, make sure they are exactly what they seem to be. As soon as everything is copacetic, the magic will begin. So 4 coins. Stephen, if you don't mind, I'd like to start off with you, if that's okay. If you don't mind opening your hand kind of like a table, I'm going to leave these 4 coins here. What I want you to do is take the other hand and cover the coins, and I want you to shake. And what I want you to imagine that I could take one of those coins, make it invisible, and toss it away. As soon as you can imagine that, I want you to go ahead and shake the coins. And imagine I can take the coin, make it vanish. If you slowly open your hands, you should have only 3. You can go ahead and show the camera. It's kind of cool, right? But let's take this a step further. Cody, my man, do me a favor. You do the same thing. I'm going to leave the 3 coins here, right there on the palm of your hand. What I want you to imagine is I want you to think of any one of the 3 coins. Okay. Any one of them. Okay. Imagine that you can make that coin completely invisible yourself. Okay. Let me know when you can do that. Got it?
No, I'm still.
Okay, you need a second? I need a second. Okay, so it's the second you can imagine it, I want you to slowly focus on that coin as you turn the hand over, and that coin will vanish. Isn't that ridiculous? Perfect, I'll take those back. Garrett, man, you are up. I'm going to do something a little bit different for you, if that's okay. What I'd like you to do is open your hand, and I'd like you to give me your middle finger and thumb, and I'm going to get you to hold on to those coins just like that. Take your other hand, turn it palm up, right underneath, and I want you to imagine one of the coins, again, becoming completely invisible and vanishing from your hands. The second you can imagine it, I want you to drop the coins onto the palm of your hand, and you'll see it happen. So weird. Strangest thing ever. Leaves 1 coin left to go, and Lion, you've got the power. I want you to open your right hand.
Right hand.
And I want you to imagine the coin. Okay. Imagine that I can cause that coin to become invisible right there on the palm of your hand. And if you want, if I push, I can create the illusion that it does become invisible, but it doesn't go far. It travels from the palm of the hand, up from the forearm, it hits the wrist, comes all the way up, and lands right there on your shoulder. We're going to try it again. If I give it another little push, the coin really does go, but it doesn't go far. In fact, it goes home. I'll show you what I mean. The purse that's been here the entire time. There's the missing money. So guys, I want to share something with you that I think is kind of special. The basis on it is something that you've already learned, my impossible coins across. What I wanted to do was reframe, restructure, and reevaluate the sequence that I was doing to give it a new take, a fresh take. I actually performed it on the semifinal round of season 12 of America's Got Talent. It was Simon and Heidi's favorite performance of everything that I did. And with the addition of Quiver Plus, you can really take it to the next level and make it a routine that you can do for multiple spectators, especially if you're one of those people who work in restaurants. So in order to perform it, you're going to need your Quiver Plus, and in the final load position, you're going to take 4 regular American half dollars and drop them right inside. Then you're going to engage the gimmick, the other side, and then you're going to take 3 other real half dollars, and then your gravity flipper coin. That's your entire setup. So you can walk around with this trick. It's self-contained. It doesn't take up a lot of pocket space. And anytime you're ready, it's ready. So when you're ready to perform the trick, you just open the flap that has the flipper coin side in it, and you allow those coins to go out onto the table, and you make sure that everyone can see that the purse is completely empty. You place that onto the table, right in the center, and then you allow the spectators to examine the 4 coins. They check everything out, make sure it's all real. You keep track of the flipper coin. In that instance, it's right here. And remember, we talked about it in Impossible Coins Across, that there are only 2 ways to open a flipper coin. One being that you can grab it by the edge like this and release, and it will allow the flipper coin to open, like so. Or if you hold it at that soft, sweet spot right there, turn the hand palm down, it'll pop open. But if they hold it a couple of centimeters to either side, it's not going to go anywhere. But I'm going to have the flipper coin mouth up. I'm going to do the move that I use in Impossible Coins Across, turn the hand palm down so that the flipper opens. Allow that to come across like so. I take 1 coin and I display it as I ask a spectator to open their hand, placing it into an open classic palm position. Turn the hand palm down, pretending to take the coin here. The same way we did in Impossible Coins Across. So I'm 1 ahead. I'm going to place the open flipper coin and the other 2 coins onto the spectator's hand as I drop this coin through the thumb hole, bring this hand away. As I manipulate the coins, I'm simply going to drop this coin in the back pocket. Right now I've got a mic pack in here, so that's why you heard a little click perhaps, but there wouldn't be one normally. From this point, you have the spectator cover the coins, you have them shake, and as the flipper coin closes, it leaves you in a position that when they open, they see 3. Now you can say that you caused 1 coin to vanish, or you can say that 1 coin has become invisible, and we're going to leave that little guy right there. I'm going to take the 2 regular coins and the flipper, take the 3 coins and the flipper, and you're going to open the flipper, take 1 of the coins, do that same transfer, and you go around the spectator, and as you go around, you're going to place this coin in the back pocket here. You ask this person to open their hands, and you get a nice wide fan, and you have them imagine any of the coins. Now, here's the really cool thing. It doesn't matter which coin that they're concentrating on. When he flips over, you're going to have 2 tails, and this is going to be gone because that would be a head. So all 3 coins are going to look different when they hit the table, so it won't make a difference as to which coin that they're thinking of. If they concentrate on that one, it'll look like it vanishes. Same thing with the other 2. All that happens, he slowly turns his hand palm over, and as he does, the flipper coin is going to close, so it'll look like 1 of the coins vanishes. So Cody, you can go ahead and do that. And that's a really magical moment. All right? So you're going to, once more, open the flipper coin, pull this down, you show, do another classic palm false transfer, and then as you go around his back, you're going to drop this coin into your front pocket. You come around, and now I'm going to have Garrett open his middle finger and thumb of either hand. So he's gripping the coin by the edges. You have him place the other hand on top. He drops the flipper coin. 1 coin vanishes. It's, once again, a very magical moment. And again, don't step on the magic. Make sure you allow them to have enough time to really appreciate what they've seen. Give them an opportunity to talk about it amongst one another. They're going to look up their sleeves. They're going to look under the table to see if something's been hidden. Maybe they'll even look in their laps. Let that happen. It just adds to the experience and makes the magic even more strong. From this point, there are a couple of ways you can go. If you want, you can simply have a magnet in your back pocket, and you can click it to the magnet the way we talked about in Impossible Coins Across, that we can just come forward and have a very clean vanish, or you can play around. In this instance, what I do is I leave the coin on the palm of the spectator's hand so they can see that moment. I'll do a classic palm false transfer, and then as I place my hand on the spectator's shoulder, I leave the coin there as I pretend to place the coin on the palm of the hand. Then I'll bring this hand down, that way I can show both hands empty, and they'll track the coin from the forearm to the elbow up to the shoulder. Well, I'll then remove it from the shoulder, do another classic palm false transfer, causing the coin to vanish. I'm going to drop this coin into the pocket, but I already have 1 coin here. So what I'll do is I'll place 1 coin on the inside, 1 coin on the outside, so that they don't clink in the pocket. The hands will be empty, and then from this point, all you have to do is shake. Oh, I'm sorry. You can just say that you're going to cause the coins to go into the purse. You shake, and then you can even have the spectator open the purse themselves, and they can dump out the 4 coins. So we're going to go through it again really quickly. So remember, on one side, you've got 4 real coins. On the other side, you've got 3 real coins and your gravity flipper coin. So you engage the gimmick, popping the quiver plus open so the spectators can see that you have 4 coins. You dump them out, show the purse to be completely empty, and you place this onto the table in front of everyone and allow them to examine the 4 coins. You keep your eye on the flipper coin so that you can place it on top of the stack, mouth up, and you're going to engage the gimmick, allow it to rest like so. As you take the top coin, curling the fingers in, you show the top coin and you do a classic palm false transfer, leaving you 1 ahead. You ask the spectator to open their hand, and you place the flipper coin open first, the 4 coins here, and then you transfer this coin. They've seen this hand empty, then you transfer the coin through the thumb hole of the hand from here to here as you swing open to have them help them spread the coins out on the hand. That way this coin can go south into the back pocket. Then you have them cover, they shake, 1 coin becomes invisible. You take that coin, put it aside, leaving you with 3. From this point, what you want to do is do that same transfer. You open, steal 1 coin away, another classic palm false transfer, and then as you swing around your first spectator, you're going to drop this coin into the pocket. It's perfectly covered. They're watching the 3 coins. So I lift this above the head. That creates a point of interest so that you don't see me putting my hand in my pocket to drop this coin off. Now it can come forward, have you open your hand, 3 coins go down, you have them imagine one of the coins, focus all of their energy on it, and that coin's going to vanish as soon as they dump the coins onto the palm of the hand. They can examine everything once more. I take the coins back from them, and you're going to do the same thing again. It's a very simple sequence once you get the hang of it. You just open, classic palm false transfer. You've got 2. This goes above their head while this hand drops the coin into the pocket. It goes above the head. That way you can show the hand's empty. And then from this point, you have them open their middle finger and thumb, and they're going to grip these 2 coins by the edges. And in a moment, you're going to have them focus on one of the coins, and the coin that they focus on will vanish. The other will, of course, remain. As soon as he drops, the flipper coin closes, leaving 1 coin that, again, they can examine. Mimic those same actions. You bring the hand above their head so they keep their eyes on the coin. And now you have the spectator hold on to the coin, do another classic palm false transfer. This hand holding out goes onto the shoulder. As you pretend to place the coin onto the palm of the hand, would you mind grabbing that? Thank you. As you pretend to put the coin on the palm of the hand, that way you can show both hands. You say that the coin travels up the forearm, hits the elbow, and comes up to the shoulder. You do 1 more classic palm false transfer, causing the coin to vanish. Show the free hand. Pretend to grab the 4 coins, put them back into the purse. Then you can shake. They can hear that there are coins inside. You hand it to a spectator, let them open it, and they get all of the applause. And that is the AGT vanishing coin sequence with the addition of quiver plus 4 extra coins and no turtle, and it works. Thank you. Yo, Cody, what's going on, man?
Hello.
Good seeing you.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to show you this really cool illusion. Some people do it with playing cards. I kind of found a way that looks good with these 4 really old Morgan dollars. But it's not just a trick with 4 coins, it's also a trick with an empty pocket. Now, I'm going to explain everything as I go along. The idea is that one at a time, you'll see the 4 coins. As I render them invisible, I'll toss them into the air and they'll land inside of the pocket, beginning with this one. Watch. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah.
It's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't look like much, but I want you to see that these are 3 real pieces of silver. They don't come apart or anything like that.
No.
So it's left us with 3 coins that have yet to go, but one coin knows the way. We're going to try this again. I'm going to do it a little bit slower. And I want you to pay really close attention because you might actually hear the moment. Listen. You hear that?
Yeah.
That's the sound of silver tapping against silver. So if you watch and listen, you actually hear the coin as it comes into the pocket. Do me a favor, open your hand. You can examine those. Make sure they're exactly what they seem to be. And we'll do it again. 2 down, 2 to go. And we'll try it once more. Do me a favor, open your hand. You hold on to this one. I'll use this one. And that, of course, leaves 3. Now, the last one is always the most difficult. So I want you to see, only 3 coins are going into the pocket. Only 3. 1 coin left to go. Watch. And I'll do it as slow as I can so you can see the moment the coin completely vanishes and lands right inside of the pocket, which leaves 1, 2, 3, and 4 pieces of silver.
Awesome.
So guys, I am really excited about what you're about to learn now. It's a trick that I've done in restaurants. I've done it in stand-up situations, on stage, because it feels like a Leipzig type of an effect, especially when you do it on stage. Just you, 4 pieces of silver, and nothing else. You can do this, like I said, in restaurants, or you can do it for as many as 2,000 or 3,000 people. It's called audio. The way I came up with audio is I was reading the Amateur Magician's Handbook by Henry Hay. And in it, it has a trick called coins up the sleeve. And there's a moment in the routine where you have coins in your pocket, and what you end up doing is you inhale and you fill your stomach up with air, and you put a coin in your belt. And when you exhale, it releases the tension, and the coin falls to the bottom of the pocket and lands against coins that are already there, causing a clink in the pocket. And back then, I was a little heavier than I am now, and even with that natural tire that I had, I still wasn't able to get the coins to consistently make the clink in the pocket. So I took that as a challenge, and I came up with what you're about to see. In order to perform this routine, I would suggest finding the biggest coins you're comfortable using. I perform with American Morgan dollars. You turn the pocket inside out so they can see that there's nothing inside of the pocket. I'm going to start with all 4 coins in finger palm position, but I'm going to curl the fingers in as I jingle the coins so that my audience can hear that I have money, but they can't see how many coins I have. The first move is designed to make it appear as if you're showing the coins, and then you're going to turn the pocket right side in without really saying so. So you show the 4 coins, you tilt, you put the coins, or you turn the pocket right side in, and you load one of the coins in. The way that happens is you're going to use a palm up Benzeus friction palm. The way the move is typically done with the hand palm down. And you hold the coin at the fingertips. And what you do is you toss the top 3 coins over, leaving the bottommost coin there. The problem with that is it kind of is exposed from both sides. And then in order to get the coin in a usable position, you've got to roll it in the finger palm, or up into the classic palm, or up in the thumb palm. You lose economy of motion. So by having the coin in finger palm and the hand palm up, the coin is going to start and end in the same position. And what you end up doing is you tilt the hand towards yourself, with the other hand just beneath. The top 3 coins will cascade into the other hand. The lowermost coin will stay because of friction, just enough friction to keep it there. If you keep turning, the coin, of course, will fall, but you just turn the hand just enough to let the top 3 coins fall over. That happens as the back of the hand faces. So notice how my shoulders are facing you. If I take a step back on my right side, my right foot, my left shoulder comes towards you, which will allow me to tilt the back of the hand naturally without having to turn at the torso. So my shoulders are underneath my feet, and by taking a step back, so rather than my feet being like this, they're going to be like this, which puts my left shoulder towards you. So I start by dropping the coins, as if I'm showing the coins to the person who's standing over here. Now I'm going to place this coin in like a front finger hold. If you have very large hands, you can place it in what's called a purse palm. I've got a ring on, so it doesn't work well, but you can place the coin between the index and the ring finger, trapping it there. Because this works for me better, I hold it between the index and the pinky. This is called front finger hold, which is the opposite of back palm. All right? That will allow me to tap the pocket, turn the pocket right side in, leaving the coin there, which leaves me one ahead in the pocket. Now what I'm going to do, I think this is really cool, it's an Elmsley count for coins. I only have 3, but I'm going to create the illusion that I have 4. This is what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. But again, I only have 3 coins. I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like 4 coins fall from hand to hand. It's a 3-step action, but first I'm going to go into the actions that cause it to be deceptive. It's based on the late Dr. Ken Krenzel's marionette coin vanish. Ken would do something like this and cause coins to vanish by tossing them into the other hand. And that was the precursor to what David Williamson calls a striking vanish. You guys have studied the striking vanish, where you're going to toss the coin into the other hand with you have a wand or a pencil here, and you get the coin to go over. But in this instance, you're going to use it to create the illusion that you have 4 coins when you only have 3. You start with the hands both palm up. You're going to push the coin to the fingertips as you turn the hand palm down. That's the first action. The second action is turning the hand palm up, and a sweeping action by turning the hand palm up with the wrist and the forearm, like so. The third action is of dropping the coin at the fingertips into the awaiting hand, into the finger palm area. I'll do it again. Step 1, turning the hand palm down as you push the coin to the fingertips. Step 2, turning the hand palm up and a sweeping action. Step 3, dropping the coin at the fingertips. With the first coin, you're going to place your thumb here so that the coin doesn't move. You do the same 3 steps. Step 1, 2, 3, and allow the coin to fall onto the first, but this time you're not going to hold it with the thumb. Now your audience believes that you have 2 coins here, you only have the 1. You're going to do the same 3 steps, but on step 2, as the hand turns palm up, you're going to toss this coin a couple of inches into the air, and you're going to scoop it here. And it happens as the hands move up and down, as if you're controlling a marionette. Like these are the strings, and this is the marionette. So you go up and then down. So step 1, 2, 3. I'll do an exposed view. Step 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So when you do it up to speed, and the hands move up and down rhythmically, it really looks super fair. It looks like you really have dropped 4 coins, one from hand to hand. Now, I'm never going to say, here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 coins. That is dumb. If you do that, please just get the hell out of magic. What you do want to do, though, is you want to cover the fact that you're doing a move. At the same time, you want to indicate that you have 4 coins without saying so. So this is the script that I have. So here's the idea. One at a time, you'll see the coins as they travel through the air, and they'll arrive in the pocket, beginning with this one. Now, you're going to use a move from Bobo's. It's called the bluff vanish. You're going to place your thumb on the coin, turn the hand palm down, and tap it against the 2 coins that are already there. On the second or the third tap, you simply leave the coin there. Tap a couple of more times, and then come away. So when you do that whole thing, it looks like you have 4 pieces of silver. You tap a couple of times. You drop those onto the table. You're pretending to hold a coin here. Now, when it comes to this, it's really important that you don't do this, because you better be holding on to like a thumb tip or something like this. There's no way you could be holding a coin unless you have it at the fingertips here. But if you were really holding on to a coin that's hidden from their view, it would look more like that. So you make sure that your pantomime is as accurate as you can get. So you can pretend it holding onto a coin like this. What I'll do from this point is I'm going to bend my leg at the knee. I'm going to pretend to toss the coin into the air, just pantomime. I'll follow it with my eyes, and then as I indicate that the coin has landed in the pocket, I'm going to place my foot flat on the floor and drop my hands into this position, which is more like an applause cue type of a position. That'll be important later on. But what this does is it sets the scene. It's a conditioning action that you're going to do several times so it becomes natural as you continue through the routine, if that makes sense. Now, you have a coin here because you placed it there earlier, so you're one ahead. But you now need to get one of these coins into the pocket. So the way we do that is with another palm up in Zaya's friction palm. You show these 3 coins, you do another palm up in Zaya's friction palm, and you're going to place this hand into the pocket flat and immediately let the coin slide down the fingertips. I'll do it outside of the pocket so you can see. Let the coin slide down the fingertips, and then you come away as if you just reached into the pocket to pull that coin out. When you place this coin back into the pocket, you're going to place it back in a specific way depending on if you have on like trousers or slacks, or if you have on jeans or shorts. Now, in every pair of jeans, there's a little extra room right here. That's where the coin's going to go. But before you can put it there, you need to make sure that you put the hand flat into the pocket with the hand in the fist so that it flattens the entire pocket out. It opens it up. You've got one coin. You want to place it all the way into the corner, as close to this side of your thigh as you can. There's a little corner right there. You want the coin to go into that spot. You want to follow, like if you were to make the coins come close to one another, you want to follow it up and make sure that it goes right into this corner, but you want to make sure that that track is nice and even. It's nice and flat. Because when you place your weight on the ball of your foot by bending the leg at the knee, what that does is it causes a little, like a trap to keep the coin here. But the second you flatten your foot and straighten your leg, then it creates a chute. So the coin will fall from the very top all the way down, and it'll clink against the coin that's all the way in the bottom of the pocket. It'll sound like this. All right? Now, if you're wearing slacks, the rules are slightly different. Not much, but you don't have that little gap right here that you can hide a coin in. It'll be a straight kind of a thing. So what you want to do is you take these fingers, you push it against the coin, you use these fingers to then roll a little bit of material up on the inside of the pocket, and then you lift the leg, which will create a little ledge for the coin to sit on. And it'll be directly above the other coin, so that when you place your foot flat on the floor, you straighten your leg, the coin will fall, this material will flatten, and the coin will fall to the bottom of the pocket. It'll make the same clink. So depending on what you have on, you can always make this work. All right? So you've got the one coin here, so they believe that you have one coin here, and in your hand, they believe you have 3. The truth of the matter is you're one behind here, and you're one ahead, all in the same routine. I think that's kind of cool. So I've got one coin at the bottom of the pocket, one coin in the secret spot. The audience only knows about the one coin that's at the bottom of the pocket. The audience believes that I have 3 coins here. I only have 2. So now I'm going to create the illusion that there are 3 coins in play. The way I do that is I'm going to take the top of the 2 coins as I curl my fingers in so they can't see that I only have the 1. I show this one, I hold it with my fingers and my thumb like so, and I tap, doing that same bluff type of a vanish. And then they immediately see 2 coins, so the brain tells you that I've got a 3rd coin here. I'll then toss this coin into the air. Now this is where the routine gets kind of cool. What's going to happen? I'll place my foot flat on the floor, that coin will fall, you get that clink. So it fills the picture in. I'm going to do it again. So here's 1, 2, 3. The first coin that's traveled across, that goes into the pocket. I'm going to use one of these. It's a really cool full illusion. So you've got 2 coins that are in play. The audience knows because they just heard a coin arrive that you have 2 inside of the pocket. But again, you've got the challenge is always getting 1 coin from out of play into the pocket. Here's the solution I came up with for that. I'm going to take both coins and show them on the palm of the hand. As I close my hand, I'm going to allow 1 coin to go into what's called heel clip. The way I get a coin into heel clip is as I turn the hand palm down, I allow the fingertips to contact the coin that's closest to the fingertips and slide that out of the hand as I close it. So it's about 98, 99% out of the hand. But I'm also going to place the back of my hand towards my audience so they can't see that the coin is out of the hand. From this point, I'm going to reach into the pocket, jingle the 2 coins, come out with a closed fist with only one of the 2 coins. And then, Steve, if you don't mind opening your hand, I'm going to ask him to open his hand, and as I do so, I'm going to drop that coin from the hand here into his hand as it makes it appear as if I have 2 coins. I'll do it up to speed so you can see it. All right, perfect. You can pull your hand back. So I've got 2 coins. Do me a favor, open your hand and examine those 2 coins. Make sure they're exactly what they seem to be. So it looks like those 2 coins came from the pocket. Exposed view, 2 coins here. I slide this coin out. As I ask him to open his hand, I pull the hand out with this hand palm down, holding only 1 coin. As the hands come together, I'm going to turn the hand palm up, the two hands are maybe 3 inches apart from one another. As I slowly start opening the hand, I'm going to allow this coin to fall. That'll be the first shake as I drop the hand, and then I bounce 2 or 3 more times. So it sounds like I'm just doing this. But in reality, towards the camera, it's like doing a hang ping chen in the air, all right? So he examines those 2 coins. I take one of them, I place it against the coin that's already at the bottom of the pocket. The other one goes into that secret space as the hand leaves. So the audience thinks you have 2 here and you have 2 here. You really are 1 behind and 1 ahead. From this point, I'm going to use a move by my friend David Neighbors. He usually uses it with a rattle gimmick to show 1 coin as 2. I'm going to use his sequence to create the illusion that I have 2 coins, but I only have 1. All right? So I'm going to reach into the thumb hole, take a coin, and place it on top of the fist. I'm going to come forward. This is the audience's view here. The hand comes with the back of the hand towards the audience. And as I have this cover, I just drop this coin back into the hand and then push it to the fingertips. But when you do it up to speed, it really looks like you have 2 coins. Especially if you don't mind opening your hand. I say, so I've got 2 coins. I'm going to hold on to this one. You hold on to that one. It looks super fair. Then you toss up, flatten your foot. The coin falls to the bottom. And at this point, you pull the pocket inside out as you pull the 3 coins out for examination. You allow everyone to check everything out, including the pocket, so they know there's nothing inside. You turn the pocket right side in, and you've got a really cool final sequence. Remember, you've got 2 coins at the bottom of the pocket. The third one goes right here, just the same way we've done before, now with just 2 coins at the bottom instead of 1. So now it's time to make the last coin vanish. You've got only the 1 coin, no sleeves, and you can actually cause the last coin to completely vanish and land inside of the pocket, and then you can show all 4 coins. Let's go over how to do that. You've got the 2 coins at the bottom of the pocket, 1 coin at the top of the pocket. We'll get to that later. Now let's just talk about the vanish. Anytime that I'm working with sleeves, I'll just sleeve the coin. You can use any technique that you want. If you don't feel comfortable with anything that we're talking about now, it's okay to just do a French drop. As long as you get that clink in the pocket, you can then take the coins out, but we'll talk about that in a second. I really want to go over this vanish. You're going to show the coin with either the head or the tail facing your audience, holding the coin by the index finger and the thumb. You're going to turn the hand palm up so that you're in this position. You turn the other hand palm up directly beneath it, and you're going to make it look like you dropped the coin into the other hand. What really happens is you're going to drop the coin into the finger palm as you make it appear as you've caught the coin. Like that. From the front, it looks like that. So, boom. From the front again. From this point, it looks like you're going to wave above and then below the hand. What you'll do is you're going to add a little moisture, a little saliva or condensation from a glass so that this area of the hand is a little moist. So that when you do the vanish, as you come back, the hand is going to stop about halfway. But the momentum will allow the coin to keep going so that it lands here on the forearm with the hand towards your audience. Then you wave underneath. And then from this point, you're going to squeeze the forearm against the bicep. So you're in this position. So it looks like the hand's empty. You don't get to see the coin because it's trapped between the skin and the clothing. You toss the coin up, so now you're showing both hands. And let me go ahead and drop these 2 coins in, put this one in that secret position. So when you cause the coin to vanish, the coin makes the clink inside of the pocket. Now again, my shoulders are right under my feet. I'm facing you directly. When I take a step back on my right, you'll notice how my elbow vanishes naturally behind my body. I'm going to use that to my advantage. Just imagine that the audience is here. So I take a step back on my right foot, my elbow vanishes from their point of view. All of the attention is on the pocket. So I show the hand empty, and I expose the pocket. I reach in to grab the coins. I grab all 3, but the audience is going to believe there's 4. The second my hand goes into the pocket, I lift my arm at the elbow, curl the fingers in, and I allow the coin to fall into the fingers. All of this happens while the hand is behind my back. That way I can come forward. I'll place my foot flat under my body again to straighten my body out. I jingle the 3 coins, turn this hand palm up, and I toss the other 3 coins over, adding it to it. So that whole sequence will look like this. 2 coins go to the bottom of the pocket, One coin goes into that secret position. The audience knows about one. So you cause the last coin to vanish. It makes the clink in the pocket. You retrieve as you pull the 3 coins out, adding it, and that ends up producing all 4 coins. That's a trick called audio. Now, I do want to go over a couple of things that you can do in order to make this routine play a little bit different. When I was doing it in restaurants, the problem is that you can't hear the coin going inside of the pocket. So if you take a little shot glass, the coin doesn't have to go into the shot glass. If you're using a $50 or a quarter, for instance, you can just place that right into the corner of the pocket, and they'll hear it ringing off of the glass. And then as you come out, you can just drop it into the glass while it's in your pocket. You can't place a coin in a glass inside of your pocket without getting caught. The other thing, the reason I'm using the vanish here is when I don't have on my sleeves. I usually sleeve this. And the reason I wanted my hands clean is the halo effect. The very first vanish is super clean because you're using the one behind, one ahead principle. And this is the only one that you really have to use hardcore sleight of hand to clean up. But if you don't want to use hardcore sleight of hand, it's not necessary. Remember, you've got 2 coins at the bottom, you've got the 1 coin at the top. Anything will work. Anything will work. You can literally do a French drop. Get the coin to land and then do the exact same thing. I'm going to do it one more time. You can literally just do the French drop and then do the exact same cleanup. It will work, but you really want to make sure that you're showing your hands empty. So I would either encourage you to sleeve or give this a try. This is not 100%. I don't hit it 100% of the time. So if you want it to hit 100% time, then you might want to do a sleight of hand vanish like the French drop or a retention pass into the awaiting hand. There's no wrong answer. Whatever works for you is kind of the right answer. But I did want to share this with you. It's something that served me well over the years. And it's grown with me over the past 10, and I hope it serves you well as well. Yo, what's going on, man? What's your name?
Bro? Mike.
Mike, good to meet you. I'm Eric. Can I show you something really cool?
Yeah.
You know how to use one of these?
Just flick, right?
Yeah. I'm going to get you to use that in just a second, but before we begin, I want you to see I've got a couple of pieces of paper in here. I'm going to leave them here on the table. It should be 4 pieces, yeah?
Okay.
Nothing else inside. I'm going to leave that right in front of you, and I'm not going to touch it until the end.
Okay.
Watch. I want you to give the lighter a little flick. Here I've got little pieces of paper. I call this wish paper. Anything that I imagine, I can turn it into. So let's say we imagine some money. Go ahead and give it a light. And if you watch the wish paper, go ahead and light it. Watch. We can get it to change into a really old Walking Liberty American $50. You want to see it again? Because I can do it again.
Yeah, do that
Cool,
again.
cool. Go ahead and give it another little flick. Look at the piece of paper. Strange as shit,
Bro,
right?
what?
It's crazy. It's crazy. We're going to do it one more time. One more time. Go ahead and light it one more time. And watch the third piece.
Nah, you're tripping, bro. No way.
Now, here's a strange thing. These 3 pieces of silver started off as pieces of paper. The second they touched it, it changed into coins, but they began inside of that purse. Okay. Watch this. Go ahead and light the lighter. Watch the first coin. If I give it a little squeeze, make it look like it goes. Now, keep in mind, I don't have sleeves. I'm not hiding anything between the fingers. I'm going to try it again. I'll do it again with this one. Go ahead and light it one more time. And if you watch, there's the second one. It goes. Now, the last one's going to go home in a really weird way. I'm going to use the last piece of wish paper to wish the coins home. Go ahead and light it one more time.
Nah, you're tripping, bro.
Watch this shit. Completely vanishes. I'll take the lighter back. Now, I haven't touched that purse since the beginning.
Yeah, they ain't touched that at all.
Pick it up. Shake it.
All right, nah, bro.
Pop it open. Pop it open. Show them what's inside.
Yeah,
Bro,
squeeze. Yeah.
Bro, you're tripping. That's crazy. That's fire.
Appreciate it, my man.
No problem.
So if you have Metal 3, which you should have, you might remember that I taught a routine which was one of my favorite pieces. Well, they're all my favorite pieces, but this is really one of my favorite pieces. It's a very dynamic routine called Flash Coins Relit. I've been performing it the exact same way ever since I came up with my handling after seeing Chad Long perform his original almost 20 years ago. However, Illusionist has a release by my good friend Kelvin Chow, which I think is one of the best new additions to coin magic in the past 10 or 15 years. It's called Quiver. I played around with it, and the very first application that I came up with was to clean up something that always bothered me with my Flash Coins Relit routine. If you remember the routine, it starts off with flash paper that comes out of a little purse. But the little purse, which is one of these little guys, I had flash paper on top of it, and the 3 coins rested underneath, so you could never show the purse empty. So when the purse goes onto the table, spectators would see the coins arrive inside of the purse after they appear and vanish from fire, but there was no way to know that this purse was ever empty. So I wanted to come up with a way to do it. I tried purse switches, I tried a lot of other language to make it seem like the purse was empty, even did it in the spectator's hands to try to imply that it was empty. But Quiver cleans up everything. So imagine the same trick. I'll explain it in case you've never seen it before, with Quiver. In order to do the routine, you do need a quiver. 2 would be even better, but at least 1. Support Illusionist. This is going to be your flipper coin and expanded shell, the OXF, that are nested. You need 3 matching coins to your flipper coin and shell, a Bic lighter, a piece of flash paper from a flash pad, and then, of course, Quiver. What you're going to do is you're going to take the flash paper from a flash pad and you're going to quarter it by making long strips. Once you take a strip, you're going to take half of it and ball it up into a little ball, and you're going to leave the end intact, kind of like this. The reason you're going to do that is because when you are doing the routine, you're going to light the flash paper by this tail so that when you toss it, it has weight. So if you toss up, it'll come down in an arch, or it'll go wherever you want versus the entire piece of paper going up and flying in any direction. So you're going to do that a total of 4 times. Oops, there goes my quiver. You're going to do that a total of 4 times and create 4 small pellets of flash paper that will then go into the compartment. Now, I'm left-handed, so I'm going to have Quiver on my left side, your right side, if you're looking at it from here, but Quiver's on my left side in my left hand. The way I like to perform this is if you pull the gimmick towards yourself as you open, that's where the flash paper will go, all 4 pieces of flash paper. So that when you place this down, it's a lot easier to push this away from yourself to cause the change. It's a change bag. So if it pulls towards you, that's where the flash paper is. If you push away from you, you get your change. And that's where the coins are going to go. This is your final load. So I start with the compartment that's closest to me is where the flash paper goes. The compartment furthest away is where the Chinese coins, the American half dollars are. From that point, I'm then going to take the flipper coin and shell, place it right here. It keeps it there for you. Just the nature of Quiver itself. And this is going to go into a pocket along with the Bic lighter. So what I do is I come out and I show the purse. I transfer this over, and I'm going to pull this out as I pull open, like so that everyone in the audience can see pieces of flash paper. They don't know about the flipper coin and shell. I'm going to dump all 4 pieces out, and I want the audience to see that the purse is legitimately empty. I'm then going to place it down, and as I place it down, I point the mouth towards the spectator's eye line so they can see that it really is empty. I'm gentle with it only because I don't want you to hear the coins rattle. The cool thing is with this open, it makes no noise. There's nothing to hear. So I can dump, I can place this down nice and easy. You don't hear any coins. So for all intents and purposes, your audience is now convinced that the purse is empty other than these 4 small pieces of paper, which they're wondering what the heck they are. Garen, if I could borrow you for a moment, if you could just take this lighter. You pull the lighter out, and you give that to a spectator to hold on to. You then have them examine the small pieces of paper. They can see that there's nothing stuck inside of them in any way. The first move is simply turning the hand palm up as you light the flash paper and toss it towards your hand. I'm going to give you one very important tip when it comes to flash paper. Never burn flash paper with your hand palm down. You're probably going to burn your hand. You're going to burn all of the hair off of your wrist and off of the back of your hand. So you want to keep your either hand like so or palm up. So when I'll gesture with my finger palmed coin for him to light the lighter, as I turn the hand palm up, I'll light it, and that gets us our first piece of silver. I flip it around a couple of times as I'm looking for the orientation so I can grab the part of the flipper coin that doesn't move. I'll turn the hand palm up, the insert will fall out, and then I'll place that between the middle finger and the ring finger. It's a move that I use quite often when I'm using flipper coin and shell magic. The next thing we're going to do is drop the hand sharply, maybe 3 or 4 inches, fast enough that it causes the shell to dislodge, like so. Now, the reason that works is because the insert of the flipper is trapped between my middle and my ring finger. So when that hand falls, it falls faster than the shell is able to, causing it to dislodge, which causes that to happen. So boom, boom. Just like the flash paper again, and drop the hand, and you get a second coin. It's a very pretty production. From this point, I'm going to finger palm the expanded shell as I retrieve the insert of the flipper coin. I'll dig my thumb underneath and then bring everything up to the fingertips, like so. So it looks like I'm holding onto 2 coins, and that gets me 1 ahead. And then I'm going to light the flash paper and I'll bring it up towards my face as I push the expanded shell towards the fingertips for the third production, which looks like this. Again, keep your hand palm up. You get a very, very pretty production. Now you're going to indicate that you're going to send everything back home. So what you'll do is you'll grab this. I always open it like so you can see that it's still empty. Place it back down. Cause the first coin to vanish by tilting the fan towards myself horizontal, and I'll use my thumb to pretend to grab it, but this thumb will pull it down. So it looks like I've taken it into the other hand. Boom. That's the first one. Then I'm going to close the flipper coin and expose the expanded shell as the hands come together. So it looks like I'm showing 2 coins individually. I'll do that again. Like so. I then place the flipper coin above but behind the expanded shell to prepare it to nest, like so. Now what I'll do is one of 2 things. I'll either pretend to take this coin and drop it, or you have the spectator light the lighter and you bring it close to them and you say that you're going to cause the heat from the lighter to cause 1 coin to simply melt away. Now to us as magicians, it seems like you're pretty much giving the gaff away. But to the lay audience, they have no idea about trick coins. So they see the heat, they see the lighter, they see the 2 coins, and then they see 1 coin visibly melt away right in front of them. I'm telling you, it looks simple, but it yields great results. Now, before I had a OXF gimmick like this is, I had just a standard expanded shell and a standard flipper coin. So when I handled these 2, it wouldn't do this. It wouldn't handle as a single coin. When I tossed, the flipper coin would fall out. So back in the day, what I would do is I would leave these mouth open, and I would toss them into the other hand like this, and because I'm keeping it flat, the flipper coin wouldn't fall out of the expanded shell. Because what I'm going to do now is what Jay Sankey calls a 2-way toss with fire. I'm going to light the flash paper and toss that towards the hand. At the same time, I'm going to toss this coin, this set of coins, towards my other hand. This hand's palm up, this hand's palm down, so that it would look like I dropped it. So it's not going to look like that, really. It's going to look a heck of a lot better. But it's going to look as if the fire lands on the hand and causes the coin to completely vanish. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to tilt this way a little bit so you can get a better idea. So you see the $50 on the palm of the hand. You see the piece of paper, and it vanishes. And it just ends up over here. So as I toss, this hand is your hiding action. You toss this over, and you bring the hand away. But you leave this hand as close to stationary as possible, because it's going to feel like Harry Potter magic. It's going to feel like you set a spell, you send the spell towards the coin, and it immediately dissipates right in front of your audience's eyes. The really cool thing about it is if you leave the hand there, the fact that they saw the flash paper, they're following the flash paper, because that's the more interesting thing. When it lands on the hand, they're going to have a white spot that slowly vanishes. And as it vanishes, it looks like the coin vanishes from there as well. Give it a try. I think you'll agree. So from this point, I've got this in finger palm. All I have to do now is take the lighter back from the spectator, and I'm going to put both of these away, and then I come up, and I push this towards my audience as I start shaking. And it starts like this, so it starts as a low jingle, and then as you open, that gets them set to applaud. Everyone else is going to start applauding as you have the spectator open their hand, and they get to examine the missing money. So with the help of Illusionist's quiver, you can take this from a really cool piece of magic to an amazing piece of magic. Hey man, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before. This is a really old Walking Liberty American $50 from the turn of the last century. You can examine it, make sure it's exactly what it seems to be. Everything look cool with it?
Yeah.
The interesting thing about this is a coin like this is actually able to split into two really old coins. Now, if it's okay with you, I'm going to show you a really cool illusion.
Okay.
I'm going to take both coins, put them into the hand, close the hand around them. If you watch that spot, X marks the spot. If I rub the back of the hand, you might actually see the moment. Boom, one coin comes straight through the back of the hand. Now, that's one coin that's traveled from here to here. I'm going to try it again. If you watch and listen, you might hear it as it goes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the world's fastest illusion.
Okay.
You've seen the guys who have one set of clothes on and then they change to something completely different? They call it quick change. The same thing's going to happen with these two coins. Watch this. This is going to be cool. Watch. The top coin is going to leave this space, travel around the world in less than a second. The second I snap my fingers,
what?
The coin changes, leaving with a Chinese coin. But I can do it again. Watch this one. If I hello,
what?
That one changes as well. It's kind of a cool thing. Awesome. I appreciate
it,
buddy. It's kind of cool. So, one of my favorite magicians on the planet is a guy named Chris Kenner. He had a routine in his lecture notes written by John Mendoza. The lecture notes were called The Right Stuff. And in the routine, in the lecture notes, there was a trick called Hellbound. And it was a trick with a lot of really hardcore sleight of hand that had a really cool surprise ending. I don't want to ruin it for you, but I do want to let you know that what you're seeing today, Hellbound Remix, is my attempt to perform Chris's routine with less sleight of hand. It's gone through a couple of different iterations. The original version that I came up with was called Hellbound, Spellbound's Inbred Fourth Cousin. And I went crazy and had all kinds of extra stuff in that one. But I wanted to streamline the routine. And this one I call Hellbound Remix. In order to perform it, you need one American $50. You need a matching shell. And inside of the shell, you need a coin that will fit in an expanded shell. This is a coin from the Sterling Company. It's a Chinese replica coin. I got this from Denny and Lee's Magic Shop. The routine can use two, but the sleight of hand that I'm going to discuss in the routine, I'm only going to use one. But I'll tell you where you can use a second coin. The way it works is you nest the Chinese coin inside of the shell. You place that in finger palm with the mouth of the shell facing the palm of the hand. The regular coin goes stepped towards the wrist on top of that. Now what you do is you reach into the air with your free hand, you grab a bit of nothing, and then as you go to pretend to grab it with the dirty hand, you're going to drop that $50 into finger palm. You close the hand around it, grabbing the coin and then opening. So it looks like you just reached into the air and produced a coin. All the while, you're hiding this one. You show this coin in my right hand, your left hand if you happen to be right-handed, and now you're going to perform a move that I came up with years ago that I called a true fingertip shuttle pass. Basically what happens, it's going to look as if I'm showing you this coin and then taking it into the other hand without there being any major discrepancies like this. What will actually take place is I'll show this coin, turn the hand, palm up and close the fingers to act as cover. The other hand is going to push this coin to the fingertips as it comes directly in front of the coin held at the right fingertips. This hand will come the shelled coin will turn horizontal as this coin falls and come away. So it'll look like you're taking the coin into the other hand, more or less. So when you get the timing, it'll look like the coin has never left your view. Exposed view, you come in front, this falls and comes away. Hope that looks okay from where you are. Once you've shown this coin, basically what you're doing at this point is you're showing the hands both empty other than one piece of silver. So you show the coin, then you're going to pretend to grab this coin, this gets retrieved, and then you push the other one up. So the whole thing looks like you're just showing a single coin. All right, that's the first part. Whenever you're ready, you're going to bring this coin directly in front and then split. So the whole sequence, you get a little bit of nothing. You show the little bit of nothing, and whenever you're ready, you split it into two. All right? So from this point, there's a couple of ways you can go, but I'm going to do it in sequence. You can omit any sequence in the middle and just show the two silver coins and change them into Chinese coins if you prefer, or we can take the entire ride. I'm going to show you the entire ride. You show the two coins, turn the other hand palm up, and you're going to do Jeffrey Latta's retention of vision from a fan, which makes it look like all the coins go into the hand, but you end up stealing one away, the bottom one, in this instance, the shelled coin. You place the entire fan on top of the hand. As you close, the middle and the ring finger will extend. Take the lowermost coin, leaving everything else. So if you had 3 or 4 coins, you could leave the top 3 or 4 coins there and only steal the bottom one. You'll come away. This goes into classic palm if you want, or in my instance, it goes into a finger palm. I leave it in finger palm. As I turn the hand palm down, I use the index finger to mark a spot, an X on the back of the hand. Then I'm going to place my thumb on the shelled coin as I rub the back of the hand. I'll leave the coin there, like so. But you don't see that because I'm going to then place my thumb in front of it, and I'm going to tilt my hand so that the back of my hand goes towards your eye line, so that when I place my thumb here, it hides it. So I go from here to here. I'm then going to bring the pinky down, the ring, the middle, and the index to cover the coin as I come over and pull. So I'm going to say, watch that spot. If I give a little rub, you might see the moment the coin comes straight through the back of the hand. I'm going to then place that into an open classic palm, and then I'm going to do my version of the Tenkai pennies. I'll open the hand and show 1 coin in each. I'm going to close these fingers, leaving the index and the thumb extended as I turn the hand palm down, and I'm going to use the index and finger and thumb to grab the coin from the palm of my right, turn it over as I bring it to the fingertips of the index and the middle finger. Now I'm going to turn this hand so that my thumb goes towards my spectators as I open the hand, but I'm going to leave my thumb against the hand, against the side of the index finger here. This is your cap subtlety. So from here to here, because I want you to see this coin, then I'm going to close the hand. So you see that there's a coin there. And I'm going to create a retention of vision on the palm of the hand to make it look like I'm doing this with this coin, like so. And I just shuttle the coin that was over here to here. The way that works, I push this here, and my thumb and the side of my ring finger are going to contact the coin as the hand closes into a fist. So now my index finger can be extended. As I show you the coin here, I'm going to turn the hand so that the thumb contacts the side of the fingers here, cap subtlety. But because you've seen the coin, when I tilt the hand inward, I'm going to push this coin towards the index finger and slide it over and then turn it over like so. So like this, then like this. So it looks like I've shown you the coin, one coin on the palm of each hand, like this. One more time, exposed view. Here, along the side of the middle finger, you point, tilt the hand in, the thumb comes here, you push this towards the fingertips, turn over, and display. Again, one more time from the front. Here, watch. Now you're going to place this into an open finger palm position, or fingertip rest, depending on which you prefer. A finger palm position, I mean. And you're just going to let the shell coin fall against the coin that's there. It'll make a clink. And that clink will happen as you blow and toss to indicate that the coin that was once here travels to here. So let me do that whole thing again. So you rub, show, boom. The first coin penetrates straight through the back of the hand, leaving one coin here, and it leaves one coin over here. If you watch, this one goes, which leaves both coins and my left. From this point, you're going to do the most visual part of the routine. You're going to say that the coins are going to travel around the world and do a costume change as it happens. You're going to use a move that I created based on Jeffrey Lotta's unnesting sequence and a really old color change from Bobo's Modern Coin Magic. In Bobo's, they had a thing in the trick coin section where you have an expanded shell, you have a quarter underneath. You have another $50 that you're passing back and forth between the hands kind of like this, and at an opportune moment, you pop it open and then slide this between, and it creates a color change. But it happens on a horizontal plane that was really hard to see unless you're performing for one or two people at the same time. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to see if I could come up with the same change at chest height, the same kind of a thing. The problem is how to do it all in one hand. So I came up with using Jeffrey Lotta's unnest sequence, which means you're holding the coins with the middle finger and the thumb by the sides. The index and the ring finger contact the edges. You drop the thumb down to the bottom side, and as you release pressure, the top half opens, kind of like a Pac-Man mouth. You then place the silver coin in between, and you squeeze to keep everything trapped. The cool thing is that when you slowly release pressure, the $50 will then go inside of the expanded shell, and then you can use the thumb to push up to take the place of the $50, which creates a color change. In slow motion, it's hard to do slowly, but what happens is that goes in, and then you push up. From the front, it ends up looking like that. It's a very small, but very effective change. So once you're at this point, you can then even flash the back because the tail side of the $50 is inside of the head side shell. Or if you have a tail side shell, you have the head side facing out. So that's how you change the first coin to Chinese. From this point, what's going to happen is you're going to make it appear as if you've taken this coin. What you really do is you're going to use your thumb to slide this coin down as the hand turns the fan horizontal. That happens as the back of the hand faces your audience, and you use your thumb to pretend to take this coin, like so. I'll do it again. Now your audience believes that you have a coin here. They see that you have a silver coin here, which is the nested $50 and expanded shell with the Chinese coin hidden behind. From this point, what you end up doing is using a variation of Richard Sanders's visible change. But instead of doing it here, you're going to do it as you blow. I'm not at liberty to tell you exactly how the Richard Sanders visible works, but what I will say for this is that what happens is the tips of the fingers are going to slowly pull the nested half back as the thumb pushes the Chinese coin forward. And while it can happen with a shake, I noticed that if you tilt the hand at the wrist so that the back of the hand faces the audience, you don't get to see all of the hand motion that happens, the fingers as they move to cause the switch to happen. So I can show you this coin and come back. So that part of the sequence would look like this. I'd show you 2 coins, snap, and I end up getting a Chinese coin that I'll hold on to here. And if you watch this one, it too changes. And then you put everything away. If you happen to have another Chinese coin, you'll have that in your pocket. I just don't happen to have one with me at the moment. But what you do is you show the 2 halves, you'll nest this, place the hand into the pocket, retrieving the other Chinese coin. And as you go to do this part of the move, boom, instead of taking nothing, you then show the other Chinese coin. That way when you do this, you'd have 2 Chinese coins at the fingertips that you can then hand out, and you would get rid of the, either, if you want to call it the shelled half or the 2 halves, you'd get rid of that just by dropping into the pocket as you have these 2 coins examined. That is Hellbound Remix. A couple of really cool things about this routine is this is more of a challenge routine, something that I use when I'm in the middle of rehearsing, preparing for my show, and I just want to go over a quick sequence that requires a lot of muscle memory. Because this move is a little bit more difficult. It's not an automatic move. It's not going to be one of those things where you can just, well, for me, I've done it for so long that it just nests automatically. But 9 times out of 10, the coin's going to fall on the inside, and it's just one of those things where it's a little bit knacky, so it's going to require a little bit more patience. And when I'm trying to get my hands nimble, ready to go out and perform for real people, there are only a couple of routines that I do. I do audio just to rehearse, even though I do that for people. But this is one of those routines that has a couple of really intricate moments that I think are great to practice, either in front of your mirror, or of course, you can perform them for people. But I just like playing with this. So again, this is called Hellbound Remix. I really hope you enjoy it. Yo, what's going on, man? I'm Eric. What's your name?
John.
John?
Yes.
Those frames.
Thank you.
They're pretty dope, right? And what's your name?
Gary.
Also dope frames. I like those too. In front of me, I've got 4 really old Walk-in Liberty American half dollars. I want you to check them out. Make sure they are exactly what they look like. Everything cool with them?
Cool. Yeah.
Good. I'll take them back from you.
All right.
I want to show you guys something that I find to be really interesting. But I want you to watch everything that you're about to see as closely as you can. But keep your eyes on the 4 coins. Watch. That's 1. And that's kind of strange, right? It's kind of weird. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you like to give this a shot? Say yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Excellent. That's a good answer. Open your right hand.
All right.
And I'm going to leave these 3 coins right here on the palm of your hand so you can see all 3. Make sure you guys can see all 3 at home. So 3 and 1. Do me a favor. Take your other hand and cover the coins like a cave so you can see all 3 inside. Yeah? Perfect. Go ahead and close your hand. And you can see mine, yeah?
Yeah.
You guys can see mine? In a moment, I'm going to have you shake your 3 coins. I'm going to shake mine. You're going to hear the moment the magic happens, yeah? Go ahead and start shaking. Let some air in there so you can hear them jingle. Keep jingling. And listen to the sound that the silver makes, but not in your hands. And mine. Slowly stop shaking and watch. Inside of my hands, I've got 2. Do me a favor. Bring your hands like this and just dump them onto the table. Isn't that the weirdest thing?
Okay.
Are they up your sleeves?
Nope.
Did they fall on the floor?
Nope.
Everything's cool?
Everything's cool.
So, bro, I know what you might be thinking. And yes, it is a black thing. You'll never understand.
I probably won't.
But you want to give this a shot?
Sure.
Want to try?
Do it.
Excellent. Let me ask, are you left or right-handed?
Right.
Perfect. Show the palm of your right hand to your audience. Make sure they get to see everything.
Nothing.
Go ahead and allow your middle finger and thumb to slowly come together. Turn the hand at the wrist, and then bring that hand directly above the table. That's perfect. And then take your left hand, turn it palm up, and place it about 6 to 8 inches under your right.
Like that.
If you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know.
It's cool in the game. Watch. Now you'll notice how I'm holding on to these 2 coins by their edges. That way I can't manipulate them in any way. If you don't mind, open your middle finger and thumb. I'm going to give you these 2 to hold on to just like that. So you've got 2. I've got 2. In a moment, I'm going to have you drop these 2 coins onto the palm of your hand, but you catch them.
Okay.
Don't let them hit the table or the floor. I'm going to do the same with my 2. One's going to become invisible, travel across the table to arrive inside of my hand. It's going to happen after 3, meaning 1, 2, 3, and then Geronimo, okay?
1, 2, 3, drop.
Right. Taking a deep breath. Slowly exhale. 1, 2, 3. Slowly open your hand. You can show them that you only have 1 piece of silver, which means that inside of my hand is 1, 2, and 3. High five.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's crazy. One more left to go. One more left to go. Now, up until this point, I've tried to go as slowly as I could to keep everything really fair.
Yeah.
If you see me do anything that looks tricky or suspicious, I want you to be an asshole and tell me to slow the fuck down.
Okay.
We can agree to that? I'll go as slow as I can. Open your right hand one more time. Watch the 4 coins. Can you see 4 coins on the palm of your hand? Nothing else in my hands, correct? Nothing under the watch, nothing under the bracelets.
Nothing.
Show your left hand empty and use your fingers to gather the coins on the center of your palm like a stack of poker chips. And then show your left hand empty again. Nothing. Use your middle finger and thumb. Take only that top coin, put it on the palm of my hand, and then close your hand tightly around the others. And don't let me in no matter what I try. I'll go as slow as I can. Watch. Please. 1 finger at a time. Slowly open and show them what you've got. Oh, that's dramatic.
Very dramatic.
How many have you got? That's 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Wow. What? Damn. Game changer right there.
It's crazy, right?
Wow.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, bro.
This man is crazy.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yes, that was awesome.
Thank you. You guys are in for a real treat. About 18 years ago, I started working on an effect that has become a real staple, a real mainstay in my repertoire. I've performed it in every imaginable situation. I've done it for as few as 2 people in an intimate setting. I've done it for as many as 5,000. It's called Impossible Coins Across. It's what I use to fool Penn and Teller. And today, I'm going to give you all of the real work. I've got my buddies here who are going to help me out, but I want to give you a little bit of information about what you need in order to perform this, because it's not just a straight sleight of hand piece of magic. It does require a few real coins. These are 3 really old Walking Liberty American half dollars, but these coins are special. I've got a expanded shell, and I've got a gravity flipper coin. Now, the coins that I have are called the OXF set, which are made by my friend Jamie Schoolcraft, but there are comparable sets from guys like Roy Cooper's. All that you need to do is make sure that the set that you have has a shim inside of the shell, and that there is a small magnet on the inside of the flipper coin, so that when these 2 nest, the shell, the magnet is strong enough to keep the shell attached to the flipper, but the magnet is weak enough that when you turn the hand palm down with a slight flick, the insert of the flipper is able to open. That's going to be advantageous for a couple of the routines that we're going to talk about on this project. Now, I don't start with the flipper and the shell together. In fact, I start with the expanded shell in my pocket. The other the 3 coins and the flipper start off in a completely different pocket. As I take the coins out, I show them around, and I'm going to place the flipper with the mouth up in front of the spectator to my left, just so I always know where that coin is. And the very first thing I do is I allow my spectators to examine the coins to make sure that they are exactly what they seem to be. And I know that seems kind of weird. Like, the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to give them a gimmick to examine. How do they not see it? There are only 2 ways to open a flipper coin. The first way is to hold the flipper coin by the small piece that's attached to the shell of the flipper with the tip of the index finger and the thumb, and when you turn the hand palm down, the flipper will open. Gravity will allow that to happen. That's why it's called a gravity flipper versus the regular flipper originated by Bob Swatling. The only other way to get a flipper coin like this to open is to grab it by the edges with the mouth down and release pressure with the tips of the fingers so that the coin then opens. Those are the only 2 ways. So when a person holds a coin, they usually hold it on the palm of their hand and they flip it back and forth like this. Or sometimes they'll grab it by the edges like this and look at it front and back. Or they'll hold it like this. All 3 ways will prevent the coin from opening because when they hold it on the palm of the hand, there's not enough force to allow the flipper to, there's not enough room to allow the flipper to open because it's just on the palm of the hand. If they grab it by the edges, a layperson is going to hold it with enough force to keep the flipper inside as they examine the coin. And the amount of space on that small insert of the flipper, it's almost impossible. It has never happened to me where a person has grabbed the coin at that sweet spot to allow them to open it and turn the hand palm down at the same time. Because if you grab it just a few centimeters to the left or to the right, it's not going anywhere. So I feel very confident as long as I leave the flipper coin face up, that when the spectators examine the coins, they are not going to find the flipper. So you guys, you can take a look at the coins, you can examine them. Now the fact that if magicians show a lot of guilt. In a situation like this, you might feel a little guilty that you've allowed the spectator to examine the coin, and you might be afraid, especially initially, that they might find it. But what you want to do is you want to avoid looking at where the flipper is. So instead of really focusing on that, what I'll do is I'll turn and I'll look and I'll say, is everything cool with these coins? So the fact that I've turned my back to the spectator here, this person is going to be less inclined to examine the coins thoroughly, because why would I give him something that he could, if he could find a gimmick, if there was a gimmick there or something like that, a trick coin, why would I give it to him? And now the fact that, just the body language, the fact that I'm focusing on you, if there was something here, they would think it's over here. So I'll ask, is everything cool with the coins? Do they look like they should? And then I'll turn, how's everything look? So you're not running without being chased. The fact that you allow the spectators to examine everything from the very outset is going to work to your advantage. Because then you're going to tell them, you're going to make sure that nothing goes up either sleeve. It'll be their job to be the eyes and the ears of the audience, making sure that everything looks fair. And if at any point anything looks weird or suspicious, they'll tell you, which will let the audience know. So that's going to get these guys paying closer attention, to be a committee of 2 to make sure that everything's fair. From this point, what I'll do is I'm going to gather the 4 coins with the flipper uppermost on the stack. I'm going to lift the stack by the edges, and I'm going to grab it with my index finger and thumb with the hand palm down so that the index finger contacts that portion of the flipper coin that doesn't move. So all that does is takes a little bit of movement, just adjusting the top coin, so that you can grab it right by that piece. So you're holding the entire stack with the hand mouth down. Now you're going to do this move a couple of times, so I'm going to go over it in a little bit of detail. As I turn the hand at the forearm and the wrist, mouth up, the flipper coin is going to pop open, the insert of the flipper. You're not going to see that because I'm going to bring my hand directly in front with the fingers curled in an arc, so that as this part happens, it's disguised. So it happens like this, so you don't see it. Then I'm going to open the middle and the ring finger like a Vulcan peace sign, yeah? And I'm going to place the insert between the middle and the ring finger, clipping it, so that I can then allow the coins to fall forward. Now that seems like a lot when you do it in slow motion, but when you do it up to speed, it looks like you're just showing the 4 coins and then displaying them on the palm of the hand. From this point, I'm going to allow my thumb to contact the lower 2 coins and the shell of the flipper coin, leaving this coin free to be tossed into the air. And as I toss the coin into the air, my ring finger is going to pull that insert in as I turn the hand towards myself. So it kind of looks like this. Those two actions need to happen simultaneously so that even if a person is burning this hand, they're not going to be able to see anything. But they're going to follow the moving object because that's what the human eye wants to do. I'm going to show the 4 coins, and I'm going to say, do me a favor, keep your eyes on the 4 coins. And in doing that, I'm going to place this coin into an open classic palm position. Turn the hand palm down, pushing the coin deeper into the classic palm as I pantomime, bringing the coin to the fingertips, holding it in a slidini style fashion. So it looks like this. So it looks like I'm showing the coin and then hold it at the fingertips. As this hand comes forward, I'm going to pretend to place this coin here with a thud. So it makes a little bit of noise as if I've really placed that coin here. And now I can show 4 coins, so now you're 1 ahead in a very clean fashion. So now that I'm showing the 4 coins, I'm going to place my hand on the spectator to my left. If you're right-handed, the spectator to your right. What this is going to do, remember the whole sequence is it's keeping everything fair. So what I want to do is I want to show the 4 coins. I'm displaying the 4 coins. And then I'm going to ask you to keep your eyes on all 4. Can you see 4 coins? They'll say yes. Do you see 4 coins?
Yes.
Me placing my hand on his shoulder or on his what is this? Scapula. What it does is it acts like a magic wand. It allows the hand to have a place to rest so that it feels natural. Another place you can do that is on the knee. I'll do that later on. You can also place it literally here on the shoulder or on the chair, whatever feels comfortable to keep your body language open. And so again, everything seems nice and natural. All of the attention is here. And if your spectators looking here is because you're looking there. Your spectators will look where you want them to look. So they've seen 4 coins. I'm going to come down, and now I'll place my hand with the classic palm coin on the knee as I have them watch the coins, and I'm going to toss the coins into the air about 2 or 3 inches. That's going to give this open flipper coin enough room to close as I close my hands around the coins as they fall. So the audience doesn't know if I have 3 or 4. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow all the coins to cascade through the pinky side of my hand as if I was doing like a hang pin chin. But I'm going to keep the hand closed because I want 3 coins to come out, but I want the audience to assume that I have a 4th one here. I'm going to do that again. So you've got the flipper coin. That's open, so they see 4 coins. They have conviction that there are 4 pieces of silver on the hand. I show the coins, close, and toss. Without saying so, you've convinced your audience that you have a coin here. I then slowly bring the hand up so everyone can follow. And I'm simply going to pantomime, tossing the coin into the air as I open the hand, and you have a very clean first vanish. You follow it with your eyes, and then I'm going to use the hand holding out to point to the sky, as if I'm following the coin. I then turn my hand so that my body so that my shoulders are square to my audience, and I'm going to pretend to catch the coin using this really cool open classic palm display. It doesn't feel like I'm holding anything because the coin is simply resting on the palm of the hand without me actually palming it. So it's just sitting there. It's all the fingers look natural. It kind of looks like this. So you follow up, catch, come forward, open the fingers one at a time, and allow the first coin to fall out. And you've got a really clean transit of 1 coin from hand to hand in a dramatic fashion that works for both close-up and for the stage. So from this point out, look to this guy and I'll say, hey, would you like to give this a shot? And they're going to say yes. As they are answering that, you're going to gather the 3 coins that haven't traveled with the flipper coin uppermost. Do the exact same move. You can do it with a stack or a spread. You turn the hand palm down so that opens. But this time, rather than placing it between the middle and the ring finger, you're going to just allow the flipper coin to open as you take 1 coin, tilting the hand towards yourself so the audience can't see what appear to be 3 coins, which is just the open flipper coin and that other coin. So it just is like this. You're going to ask, hey, let me ask you, are you left or right-handed?
Left-handed.
Excellent. We're going to use your right hand.
All right.
You then place the coin in an open classic palm position. Ask them to hold their right hand just above the table. And then you do that same move. So now they see 3. And you're going to use the hand holding out as a magic wand to grab them by the wrist and then position them in the place that you want them. You then take the single coin and you hold it in your hand as you take the open flipper coin and the single coin and you place it onto the spectator's hand. You want the real coin closest to the wrist. That'll be important in a moment. You take the single coin, you place it on the palm of your hand. He said, you were left-handed. Do me a favor, take your left hand and cover the coins, creating a cave so you can see all 3 inside. Now, the actions and those words are extremely important, because here's what happens. I've got the coin in classic palm. I'm going to use the index finger to ask him to take his left hand and cover the coins. And then as he starts moving towards bringing his hands together, I'm going to drop this coin from classic palm into the finger palm of my right hand as I come over. The hands are flat. And then I'm going to curl the fingers around the pinky side of my left hand as it turns over so that you don't flash the coin that's underneath. So from here to here. And then I'm going to push this coin up against the ring finger, the tip of the ring finger, so that then my hands can open. From the back side, it looks like, hey, do me a favor, take your left hand and cover the coins, creating a cave so that you can see all three inside. And at this point, it's just resting here, but it looks like the hands are open. If I feel so inclined, I can even leave it there on the back of the hand so that you can show here and then come back into this position. But it's only important that you get here. All right? Now, you've got two types of spectators. And you can go ahead and lift your hand. He's got 3 coins on the palm of his hand. Two types of spectators. When you have them close their hands like this, you're going to have one type of spectator that wants to see the 3 coins. And when they see 3 coins, in a moment, they're going to see the most amazing piece of magic they will ever witness. The other type of spectator, which is the more common, is going to be the one who closes his hand all the way around. So we're going to assume for a moment that he is the first type of spectator who wants to see it. What's going to happen is Steve is going to shake his hands, and when he does, the flipper coin is going to nest, and he's visibly or visually going to see 1 coin vanish. And it's one of the strongest things you can do in magic. The other type of spectator is going to close their hands around it, and there are a couple of things that happen here, especially if you're working for a woman on this side. Sometimes, and I'll take this from you, that way you can relax. Sometimes what happens is when people close their hands, they actually put the palms together. And when you ask them to shake, they'll make no noise because there's no air between the two. So what I usually ask them to do me a favor, slowly open your hands a little bit so you can hear the coins jingle. Sometimes the flipper coin won't open, especially if you have a lady who, of course, has smaller hands. If it makes a very faint sound, the likelihood of the flipper coin closing is almost non-existent. So you're going to have to change the way you finish this. If you see them do this, what you're going to have them do is bring their hand towards the center of the table, and then you're going to instruct them to open their hands like so and drop. You're going to pantomime the actions that you want them to emulate. And what will happen in that moment is because the flipper coin and the shell are shaking against, flipper coin and the single coin are shaking against themselves without closing, nothing's going to happen. But when they open, the flipper coin will close on the way down. So that's how you solve that. But in most instances, people are going to shake like this. They want to hear the coins jingling against themselves. And you'll know over time whether or not, based on if they have the hand like this or if it's closer, whether or not they have enough room for the flipper coin to close. And if they do, you can simply allow them to open the hands, which is a lot stronger for them to find that the coin has vanished. To get the coin to appear in your hand, you've done this moment, so you've shown your hand empty other than the one. And I like to come down and show everyone, only 1 coin in my hand. What's going to happen is the coin that's in finger palm is slowly going to boogie its way towards the palm of the hand. And that happens as you shake like this, which means that you're going to have to keep a small gap between the hands so that the coin can ride down and join its mate. The way that works from here, let's start over. Let's open that flipper coin one more time. So he's got 3 coins, a real coin, 2, what appear to be 2 coins, which is the open flipper coin. I've got the 4th coin here. Do me a favor, if you could take your hand, cover the coins, creating a cave so that you can see all 3 inside. And you can see mine, yeah? Mm-hmm. In a moment, I'm going to have you shake your 3 coins. I'll shake mine. You'll hear the moment the magic happens. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and shake. And listen to the sound the silver makes, but not in your hands. And mine. Show them. You really have to allow your spectators a few moments to really register what happened, give them an opportunity to appreciate what happened, and if a conversation ensues, don't step on the magic moment. Allow your audience to live in it, because that's what makes this routine so powerful, is that something like this, they felt a piece of metal, travel from place to place. It's a really strong thing. Like I said, just don't step on it. Live in it. and it'll make your magic a lot stronger. And yeah, see that? Let them do that. Because when they go home, they're going to say, were you in on it? Were the coins tricked? They were just in your hands. And if you allow them to examine it, remember there are only 2 ways that you can get a flipper coin like this open. And the likelihood of that happening is very small. So, after the second coin is traveled across, you gather the coins again. You're going to place them so that the flipper coin, again, mouth up and is uppermost on the stack. Then you ask the person on your right or your left if you're right-handed, would you like to give this a shot?
Yeah.
Ask, are you left or right-handed?
Left-handed.
Perfect. Hold your left hand palm up. Take your right hand, show it palm to your audience, and use your left hand to pull your sleeve back a little bit. Excellent. If you could, allow your middle finger and thumb to slowly come together. Middle finger works even better.
Sorry.
Turn the hand at the wrist, and then bring that hand about 6 to 8 inches above the right. Perfect. From this point, while they're following these instructions, you're going to do that same movement, turning the hand palm up, allowing the insert of the flipper to pop open, and then you place that as an open coin, so it looks like 5 now, but you tilt the hand towards yourself, they can't see. Secretly, while your hand is tilted back towards your audience, you're going to pull that top coin to cover the 3rd real coin, and then you're going to grab all 3 coins as 2. So it looks like everything's fair. It looks like 2 and 2. You have them open their middle finger and middle finger and thumb, and you're going to give them the open flipper coin. Now, when I was on Penn and Teller, this is one of the moments when I talked to Penn and Teller afterwards that they thought was one of the more incredible parts. The fact that I am giving a spectator an open gimmick and I step away. Remember earlier I talked about guilt. When you see a magician do a pass, they blink, they tense themselves. This is the moment when you're going to feel the most uncomfortable in this routine. It's the most important that you treat these coins as if they're real, and that you give your spectator specific instructions, a specific word track, so that you can step away and you can allow them to feel comfortable. Because what's going to happen is assumption, belief, conviction. You want to create conviction that they have 2 coins so that when one vanishes in a moment, they're left dumbfounded. So people ask me all the time, and I'm going to just concentrate on this for a moment, how do they not know that they're holding an open gimmick? The great thing about a gravity flipper coin, and I'm going to steal this from you for just a couple of seconds. Thank you so much. From all angles, and we'll get a close-up of this as well, from all angles, 360 degrees, as long as you keep it on this flat plane, it looks like 2 coins. There is even remilled, so it looks like 2 real coins. If you hold it from the edges rather than from the head or the tail, you can't feel the weight of the coin. You can only feel the pressure of your finger and your thumb holding the 2 pieces together. So holding this versus holding this, there's absolutely no difference. That's gravity. It's kind of the law. So the other thing is, because of the nature of the internal rubber band, there's even a little bit of movement. So it even feels like 2 real coins. So from almost all angles, with the exception of from underneath, this looks and feels like you're holding on to 2 real coins. So you grab this here, you have him hold on to those. I'm holding on to these 2 coins like so. Now, see what he just did there? He tilted it towards himself. What I used to do, and this just comes from experience, I used to have people hold their hands directly out in front of them with their hands extended. And every once in a while, I'd see someone do this. Believe it or not, I've never been caught. Even though, show them what you'd see from the underside.
Yeah. So
It's tilted that way. You're seeing the inside of the flipper coin, which looks nothing like the other side. But think about this. Usually you're lit from above. Even in a situation like this in a home, there's lighting from above, so there's shadow underneath. People have never held coins that look like this, so they have no idea what they're looking at. Every time people did this, they were just curious as to what they were holding. No one has ever caught it, even though they're looking directly at a gimmick. It's a weird thing.
to be honest, you can't even see with the thickness of your thumb. Like
Yeah, you're only getting a flash.
Yeah, not even seeing the underside of this coin. You're seeing like a tiny corner there.
Yeah.
Which is nothing.
So there's absolutely nothing to worry about. But to solve that, rather than having them hold their hands out like this, the same way Garen is doing right now. You have it a little closer to yourself. And actually, believe it or not, turning the hand at the wrist here hurts a little bit. It's unnatural. So they'd really have to go there. And as soon as you see something like that, you just stop them. and you get them to adjust or hold their hand a little higher to get their mind off of looking underneath. It's called audience management. All right? So what's going to happen in a moment, I'm going to ask Garrett to drop his 2 coins onto the palm of his hand, making sure that he catches them, not allowing them to hit the table or the floor. Because what sometimes happens is people will keep the hand here, let the coin bounce, and then you've got a flipper coin flying across the room. So you want them to make sure they catch the coins, make sure they don't hit the table or the floor. I'm going to do the same with mine. 1 coin is going to become invisible, travel across the table to arrive inside of my hand. So the flipper coin will close, I'll close my hand around, and 1 coin will look like it vanishes and travels across. It'll happen after 3, meaning 1, 2, 3, and then Geronimo. 1, 2, 3. I bring my hand up, framing it so that everyone in the room can see that there's no way I can manipulate these coins. I'll have him slowly open his hand 1 finger at a time. I'll take the coin from him, show only 1 coin to the audience. I jingle these, come down, and then let the coins fall. What I'd like to do is show you something that I enjoy performing when the situations are right. When you have 2 spectators who are really fun-loving, who are responding well to what you're doing, sometimes I'll do this. So imagine we go back to the very beginning of the routine of this phase where you place the open flipper coin here, and then you drop the top coin over the third so that you have all 3. I'm going to give Garrett these 2 to hold on between their middle finger and thumb, but watch this. This is going to be awesome. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thumb and place it on top. I'm going to pull down here so that from above you only see the edges of 2 coins. I'm going to have you open your left middle finger and thumb, and I'm going to place these between his fingers. So now he's holding on to all 3 coins, but because you're grabbing by the edge, you can only feel 2. You see where it's going, right? So now I'm going to have him open his right hand, and now I'm completely hands off. 2 coins here, 2 coins here. After 3, you're going to drop. 1, 2, 3, boom. Completely hands off. This is Jesus level magic. He opens his hand, 1 finger at a time, 1 coin here, and without me touching anything, they get all 3. This is the second strongest phase, especially if you try to do it this way. Now, I'd like to go over a little bit more detail on how to make that work, and we'll do that in the close-up section. Now that the third coin has traveled across, depending on which way you want to use, both work. I'll be honest with you, it's a little bit more risky, but we went over all the ways that you can take care of that. So now it's time for the last one. When this coin travels across, the vanish is more important than the production. They're going to ask, people in the audience are going to ask the person here, did you feel it? What did you feel? Are you in on it? Allow them to have that conversation. Again, don't step on the magic, which will give you time, plenty of time misdirection. Take a step back. Place your hand on this guy's shoulder, place it on the chair. Talk casually, reach both hands into the pocket, and when you come out with the expanded shell and finger palm. with the mouth out. What you'll do from that point is you're going to grab the flipper coin first. You're going to place it at the fingertips. So now this hand is holding out the shell and finger Ramsey subtlety. As you grab the other 3 coins, you're going to place this coin, the expanded shell, the flipper coin into the expanded shell, and turn the hand palm up, and then place that coin on top. So all together, you pull the hands out of the pocket. While they're talking, you're just showing 1, 2, 3, 4 coins. So again, everything still looks super fair. From this point, you have the spectator open their right hand, and you're going to place all 4 coins onto the palm of their hand. Now, it's extremely important because on their way home, people are going to say to themselves, did you really have 4 coins from the beginning? Did you see all 4 coins from the beginning? So you make sure they see them while they're in a nice stepped position with the gimmick, the nested flipper coin and shell furthest towards their fingers. You have them show their left hand, and then you have them gather the coins on the center of the palm like a stack of poker chips, and then show the hand again, so that even if we were in cahoots, you could see there's nothing in there, like, Vegas style. Now you're going to use a move that was invented by Robert Bingle. It was first in print by Derek Dingle, right? Derek Dingle? Derek Dingle, and his coins across. The idea, and this is a really cool concept, right now you have a column of coins. An expanded shell has been pulled so that it fits on top of a regular coin, so it's wider than the objects beneath it. What's going to happen is you're going to instruct your spectator to take the top coin, place it onto the palm of your hand, and then close your hand around it. What he's going to do is he's going to take the expanded shell, that uppermost object, the widest object, place it onto the palm of my hand, and he's going to close his hand in his own time without seeing that there are 4 coins there with a little bit of blocking. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then we'll go over it in detail. All right, so if you could, take that top coin, place it onto the top palm of my hand, and then close your hand tightly around those others. And in that action, he's handed me the expanded shell, creating conviction for himself that he only has 3 coins, while at the same time blocking 360 degrees so that no one knows that he really has 4 coins here. So I'm going to get you to bring your hand towards the center of the table, and we'll go over this. So we've got the 4 coins. The spectator is holding onto the column of coins. Now, the second I place my hand here, I'm blocking everyone's view on this side. So now these people, anyone here, can see how many coins are on the palm of the hand. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to take that top coin, place it onto the palm of my hand, and he's blocking people over here from being able to see it. So now the only person who can see how many coins are there is him. So when I ask him to take the coin, place it here, and then close his hand around, now my hand is blocking his vision of how many coins are inside. So 360 degrees, no one can see that there are 4 coins sitting on the palm of the hand. Now, the reason we do it this way is because we want to keep you from seeing this, which is the way most people would probably do it. You'd see the 4 coins, you'd square them up, and then someone would do this. Do me a favor. Turn your hand over like that. You see that? I just accosted a spectator.
That hurt.
Yeah, I could get sued. Yeah. No, but you see it in sponge balls all the time. They'll put the 2 balls in your hand, close your hand around, and tell you to do all that garbage. What that does is it creates suspicion. They say, why did he have me close my hand in such a weird way? What's really in my hand? So they'll become a little bit more suspicious about what happens in just a moment. But what you want to do is you want to create conviction. Allow the spectator to create the conviction for themselves. They see how many coins are there. They square them up. And with a little instruction, do me a favor, just take the top coin, place it onto the palm of my hand, and then close your hand tightly around the others. Now he knows 4 minus 1 equals 3 without me ever having to say anything. So now you're so far ahead, it doesn't even make sense. So at this point, there are a few ways that you can conclude the routine. Remember, your spectator has conviction that they have 3 coins in their hand when they now have 4. Well, technically 3 coins and a flipper coin, but they don't know the difference. Remember that if you're using an OxyClean set, there's a shim on the inside of this flipper coin. So there are a few ways that you can go to make the vanish as clean as possible so that your hands can be empty. The first is if you have a magnet attached to your back pocket. I don't, but if you do, good on you. From that point, you can just do a simple false take. Stick the coin to the outside of the pants, and that way you can have a very clean vanish. That's one way to do it. before I had the shim, I did something that I felt was kind of novel. Steve, if I can have you hold on to the we're going to go as if we're doing this for real. So he sees the 4 coins. If you could just gather the coins on the center of the palm, show your hand empty. If you could take just your middle finger and thumb, take the top coin, place it onto the palm of my hand, and close your hand tightly around the others. What I want you to do is keep your eyes on the last coin. Watch. Boom. Yeah? The coin completely vanishes, and if you don't mind, open the fingers one at a time, show him what you've got. And he ends up with all 4. So what I end up doing is I place the shell onto the shoulder. It becomes an impromptu servant. All right? So the way that works is he has the 4 coins. He's given me the last one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show the coin. You can do any vanish you want as long as the mouth of the expanded shell is facing outward. Any vanish you want. You're going to then place your hand on their shoulder, leaving the shell there. But you want to come forward, and then you can show the other hand. When I'm working for a larger group, what I'm going to do is place my forearm and my bicep in front of it so that no one can see. It doesn't feel weird to him because I'm just close to him. So that when the coin vanishes, I'm able to show both hands. And now, using what Gary Kurtz calls an active and relaxed state, as I relax, my hand will come up and I come back to the shoulder. All of the attention is here as he opens his hands to show that there are 4 coins. So all of the heat is off of here. So I'm able to show the hands empty. They're like, wow, the coin's gone. There's nothing up his sleeves. And as he opens his hand to show, I'll just come back, finger palm this, and this goes into the finger palm. And then what I'll do is I'll take the coin, nest it with the flipper coin so that it can then be handled as a single coin. And that's one way to end it. But my favorite way to end it, let's go ahead and go back to here. So you've got 4. You go ahead and close your hand around those. Leave me with only 1 coin. And I show it around. Now what I'm going to do is a retention of vision. But rather than doing it here, I'm going to do it at chest height so that more people can see it. I often work for a large group, and I want to make sure that this really feels fair. What I'm going to do, first I'll show you what it looks like. And it just ends up over here. But it's basically, I'm holding the coin with my index and my thumb. The middle and the ring fingers are going to extend and going to pull the coin flat against the thumb. They're going to continue down the thumb and into a classic palm position as the hand turns palm up, and the hand opens pinky to index finger. So again, held by the index and the thumb, the middle fingers extend, slide the coin down the thumb into the classic palm position as the hand turns palm up, and then they open pinky to index finger. That's just this hand's action. So it's here, here. The other hand will simply close pinky to index, turn palm up, and then open pinky to index. When you combine those actions, the coin goes flat against the palm. You curl in. As soon as the index finger contacts this area to shield the coin completely from view, that's when the middle finger and the ring finger slide that coin down. It goes in the classic palm. The hands separate. The hands turn palm up, and then you open pinky to index. Pinky to index. Now at this point, your shoulder is facing your audience. The back of your hand is facing the audience. The palm of the hand is facing your audience. So you have what's implied as a complete vanish, because this hand is ostensibly empty. This one, again, implied empty. The coin just sits on the palm of the hand like we talked about earlier. So once more, boom. Now what I love about this, there's no guilt. In the body, there's no tension to indicate that anything is happening other than what you're trying to communicate to your audience. So when the coin vanishes, because that's the hand that you put it in, and then you look at this one casually, you classic palm as you drop. A lot of people, when they do like a retention vanish, they do the palm here. What this does, that small action telegraphs that something's taken place. So when you see someone do this, even though all the attention should be here, subliminally, even if they don't overtly see it, if they don't see it, they can sense this tension, which will draw attention here as soon as this hand proves that the coin's not there. It brings attention here. So the best way to do a regular retention would be to drop the hand. So here, here, and what Slidini would call the moment of maximum misdirection. As you come to blow, drawing the attention furthest away from where the action is really happening. So as you blow, that's when you would do your classic palm. So here, the coin sits here. you don't want to start tensing until the hand is on its way down. That way you don't get any tension in the shoulders, no tension in the hands, and it makes it feel like a complete coin vanish. From this point, you allow the spectator to open the hand. They'll see 4 coins. And then again, as you allow the spectators to examine everything, and one of 2 things can happen. You can either place the flipper coin into your pocket and then take the coin separately, or you can nest this to any one of the coins and concludes the routine. This is Impossible Coins Across. I've performed this literally all over the world a multitude of times. One of my favorite compliments was from Pendulette. He says, when I did the routine, he says, you have to have balls the size of South American cities. I kind of like that. But like I said, it plays close-up, parlor, stand-up. I've done it for as many as 5,000 people with projection and camera work. This is my favorite routine. If I was on a desert island and I could only do one piece of magic, this would be the one, because it hits everything. It's a coins across. It's dynamic in the fact that coins vanish from your spectator's hand. They appear in a spectator's hand. There are moments like that 2 and 2 where one coin travels across where you're completely hands off. Look, man, religions have got started for less. This is a good piece of magic. I really hope you give it a try. It's Impossible Coins Across. Thank you. So guys, I want to share something with you that I think is kind of special. The basis on it is something that you've already learned, my Impossible Coins Across. What I wanted to do was reframe, restructure, and reevaluate the sequence that I was doing to give it a new take, a fresh take. I actually performed it on the semifinal round of season 12 of America's Got Talent. It was Simon and Heidi's favorite performance of everything that I did. And with the addition of Quiver Plus, you can really take it to the next level and make it a routine that you can do for multiple spectators, especially if you're one of those people who work in restaurants. So in order to perform it, you're going to need your Quiver Plus, and in the final load position, you're going to take 4 regular American half dollars and drop them right inside. Then you're going to engage the gimmick, the other side, and then you're going to take 3 other real half dollars and then your gravity flipper coin. That's your entire setup. So you can walk around with this trick. It's self-contained. It doesn't take up a lot of pocket space. And anytime you're ready, it's ready. So when you're ready to perform the trick, you just open the flap that has the flipper coin side in it, and you allow those coins to go out onto the table, and you make sure that everyone can see that the purse is completely empty. You place that onto the table, right in the center, and then you allow the spectators to examine the 4 coins. They check everything out, make sure it's all real. You keep track of the flipper coin. In that instance, it's right here. And remember, we talked about it in Impossible Coins Across, that there are only 2 ways to open a flipper coin. One being that you can grab it by the edge like this and release, and it will allow the flipper coin to open like so. Or if you hold it at that soft, sweet spot right there, turn the hand palm down, it'll pop open. But if they hold it a couple of centimeters to either side, it's not going to go anywhere. But I'm going to have the flipper coin mouth up. I'm going to do the move that I use in Impossible Coins Across, turn the hand palm down so that the flipper opens. Allow that to come across like so. I take 1 coin and I display it as I ask a spectator to open their hand, placing it into an open clasping palm position. Turn the hand palm down, pretending to take the coin here. The same way we did in Impossible Coins Across. So I'm 1 ahead. I'm going to place the open flipper coin and the other 2 coins onto the spectator's hand as I drop this coin through the thumb hole, bring this hand away. As I manipulate the coins, I'm simply going to drop this coin in the back pocket. Right now I've got a mic packet here, so that's why you heard a little click perhaps, but there wouldn't be one normally. From this point, you have the spectator cover the coins, you have them shake, and as the flipper coin closes, it leaves you in a position that when they open, they see 3. Now you can say that you caused 1 coin to vanish, or you can say that 1 coin has become invisible, and we're going to leave that little guy right there. I'm going to take the 2 regular coins and the flipper, take the 3 coins and the flipper, and you're going to open the flipper, take 1 of the coins, do that same transfer, and you go around the spectator, and as you go around, you're going to place this coin in the back pocket here. You ask this person to open their hands, and you get a nice wide fan, and you have them imagine any of the coins. Now, here's the really cool thing. It doesn't matter which coin that they're concentrating on. When he flips over, you're going to have two tails, and this is going to be gone because that would be a head. So all three coins are going to look different when they hit the table, so it won't make a difference as to which coin that they're thinking of. If they concentrate on that one, it'll look like it vanishes. Same thing with the other two. All that happens, he slowly turns his hand palm over, and as he does, the flipper coin is going to close, so it'll look like one of the coins vanishes. So Cody, you can go ahead and do that. And that's a really magical moment. All right? So you're going to once more open the flipper coin, pull this down, you show, do another classic palm false transfer, and then as you go around his back, you're going to drop this coin into your front pocket. You come around, and now I'm going to have Garrett open his middle finger and thumb of either hand. So he's gripping the coin by the edges. You have him place the other hand on top. He drops the flipper coin. One coin vanishes. It's, once again, a very magical moment. And again, don't step on the magic. Make sure you allow them to have enough time to really appreciate what they've seen. Give them an opportunity to talk about it amongst one another. They're going to look up their sleeves. They're going to look under the table to see if something's been hidden. Maybe they'll even look in their laps. Let that happen. It just adds to the experience and makes the magic even more strong. From this point, there are a couple of ways you can go. If you want, you can simply have a magnet in your back pocket, and you can click it to the magnet the way we talked about in Impossible Coins Across, that we can just come forward and have a very clean vanish. Or you can play around. In this instance, what I do is I leave the coin on the palm of the spectator's hand so they can see that moment. I do a classic palm false transfer. And then as I place my hand on the spectator's shoulder, I leave the coin there as I pretend to place the coin on the palm of the hand. Then I'll bring this hand down. That way I can show both hands empty. And they'll track the coin from the forearm to the elbow up to the shoulder. Well, I'll then remove it from the shoulder, do another classic palm false transfer, causing the coin to vanish. I'm going to drop this coin into the pocket, but I already have one coin here. So what I'll do is I'll place one coin on the inside, one coin on the outside, so that they don't clink in the pocket. The hands will be empty, and then from this point, all you have to do is shake. Oh, I'm sorry. You can just say that you're going to cause the coins to go into the purse. You shake, and then you can even have the spectator open the purse themselves, and they can dump out the 4 coins. So we're going to go through it again really quickly. So remember, on one side, you've got 4 real coins. On the other side, you've got 3 real coins and your gravity flipper coin. So you engage the gimmick, popping the quiver plus open so that the spectators can see that you have 4 coins. You dump them out, show the purse to be completely empty, and you place this onto the table in front of everyone and allow them to examine the 4 coins. You keep your eye on the flipper coin so that you can place it on top of the stack, mouth up, and you're going to engage the gimmick, allow it to rest like so. As you take the top coin, curling the fingers in, you show the top coin and you do a classic palm false transfer, leaving you one ahead. You ask the spectator to open their hand, and you place the flipper coin open first, the 4 coins here, and then you transfer this coin. They've seen this hand empty, then you transfer the coin through the thumb hole of the hand from here to here as you swing open to have them help them spread the coins out on the hand. That way this coin can go south into the back pocket. Then you have them cover, they shake, 1 coin becomes invisible. You take that coin, put it aside, leaving you with 3. From this point, what you want to do is do that same transfer. You open, steal 1 coin away, another classic palm false transfer, and then as you swing around your first spectator, you're going to drop this coin into the pocket. It's perfectly covered. They're watching the 3 coins. So I lift this above the head. That creates a point of interest so that you don't see me putting my hand in my pocket to drop this coin off. Now it can come forward, have you open your hand, 3 coins go down, you have them imagine one of the coins, focus all of their energy on it, and that coin's going to vanish as soon as they dump the coins onto the palm of the hand. They can examine everything once more. I take the coins back from them, and you're going to do the same thing again. It's a very simple sequence once you get the hang of it. You just open, classic palm false transfer, you've got 2. This goes above their head while this hand drops the coin into the pocket. It goes above the head. That way you can show the hand's empty. And then from this point, you have them open their middle finger and thumb, and they're going to grip these 2 coins by the edges. And in a moment, you're going to have them focus on one of the coins, and the coin that they focus on will vanish. The other will, of course, remain. As soon as he drops, the flipper coin closes, leaving 1 coin that, again, they can examine. Mimic those same actions. You bring the hand above their head so they keep their eyes on the coin. And now you have the spectator hold on to the coin, do another classic palm false transfer. This hand holding out goes onto the shoulder. As you pretend to place the coin onto the palm of the hand, would you mind grabbing that? Thank you. As you pretend to put the coin on the palm of the hand, that way you can show both hands. You say that the coin travels up the forearm, hits the elbow, and comes up to the shoulder. You do one more classic palm false transfer, causing the coin to vanish. Show the free hand. Pretend to grab the 4 coins, put them back into the purse. Then you can shake. They can hear that there are coins inside. You hand it to a spectator, let them open it, and they get all of the applause. And that is the AGT vanishing coin sequence with the addition of quiver plus 4 extra coins and no turtle, and it works. Thank you. Yo, what's going on, guys? We are at On the Arm here in Las Vegas. I'm with the homeboy Jason. Show him something really cool. Yo, check this out. Watch this. Jason, I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before. This is a really old coin. It looks invisible now, but as I rub it between the fingers, you'll slowly start to see it. Okay. This is an old Walking Liberty American half. I'm going to do it again. Okay. On the other side, I've got another one. Now, this coin you can see. This one you have to see to believe. Watch.
Whoa, whoa. Okay.
That's kind of crazy, right? I keep some on me as well. If you look right there. You can even feel. You don't feel anything, do you? Just flesh and fabric. Watch. It's kind of strange. Watch. If I take the first one, if you open your hand, I'll give you that one. It looks like it vanishes. We'll try it again. No, I don't have any sleeves on. I'm not hiding them anywhere. If you watch the next one, if I give a little squeeze, it goes as well, leaving only 1 left to go. And if you watch, you might see the moment it completely vanishes. I can even get it to appear someplace like here. You can check it out if you want. It's strange. It's strange. There are a few routines that I do in a situation where I'm completely surrounded that have more impact than the routine that I'm about to share with you. This is one of those in-the-trenches routines that you can do under any circumstance. And I do it primarily when I find myself unable to control my environment. I'm in a loud party where people are passing by constantly. People are looking over my shoulder. People are looking underneath, trying to figure out how I'm doing the magic. This is the routine that I do that I know is going to kill them every time. It's called OxyClean Coin Routine. It was my first attempt 15 years ago when I first discovered a flipper coin and shell after reading The Destroyers by Troy Hooser, written by Joshua Jay. How to create something that worked for my particular performing style that allowed me to make 3 coins appear out of nowhere and then vanish nowhere. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do it. One is if you're in the trenches and you cannot control your scenario. And then one if you have a little bit of control, like if you have people at 180 degrees, if they're here and over, the other method will work. It's got a cheeky little thing that I think might make you smile. But let's get into it. In order to perform the routine, this is all you need for the in the trenches version. This is a flipper coin and shell made by Jamie Schoolcraft. You can also get one from guys like Todd Lassen or Roy Coopers. The one that Jamie Schoolcraft makes is called the OXF gimmick, and it's of my design with Jamie's help. And it's a gravity flipper coin with a magnet and the shell has a little shim so that the two stick together. This begins with the mouth of the shell directly in your classic palm position. There are two places, I can only think of one, but I know there are two places where it's in print. There's a vanish of a coin that happens at the fingertips as you turn the coin over, and it's attributed to both Saul Stone and to John Carney. It's a fingertip vanish. I studied the vanish. I looked at the choreography and the timing, and as much as I tried, I couldn't get it to look convincing. Just the timing of going into the classic palm added a bit of tension to the hand holding out that I just couldn't make work for myself. I found that reversing the actions and turning it into a production rather than a vanish not only felt more natural, but it allowed the hands to seem more open. What I do is I reach into the air and I grab a bit of nothing. I turn the hand palm up, and as I turn this hand palm up, the hand holding out will approach that invisible bit of nothing with the hand palm down and grab it in the same grip as this hand opens. As this hand turns up, I allow the thumb to slide between the thumb and the index finger, and then you squeeze it as if you're thumb palming. But what this does is it hides the coin. This is called a cap subtlety, like so. And you want to aim it so that this area, imagine that there was a line. You want this line to be above your spectator's line of vision. So I want to keep that above it. If I tilt it towards your eyes, now you can see it. But as long as I keep that line above your line of vision, then it doesn't flash. Similar to when we talked in audio about how to have the hands like this, just tilting it towards yourself. But this is going to be a little bit more cozy, so you have to be careful. So you turn the hand palm up. Boom, you're holding it at your fingertips. And as you open, the thumb opens like so, as you pretend to grab. And the hands are going to alternate back and forth like this a couple of times. And this is a very fair display. It looks like both hands are completely empty. It looks like you're seeing everything, even though you're not. You're still holding out a coin. At an opportune moment, when this hand turns palm down, your middle and ring finger are going to contact the coin, drop it out of classic palm, and then this hand is going to come directly in front, blocking everything, so that you can then turn the hand palm up, allowing this coin to go underneath so that you don't see. Because if you did it at the fingertips, you'd see a flash. But if you come over like this and then come down, it hides the coin coming from classic palm to the fingertips. So you'd be like this, alternating back and forth, and at an opportune moment, this hand comes in front, you drop the coin into fingertip rest, turn palm up, and then you come over, covering the coin. And then whenever you're ready, you slowly bring it to the fingertips. So up to speed, it really looks deceptive. It looks like you've grabbed something out of nowhere. You generate a little interest, and then at an opportune moment, you create a solid piece of silver. It flies by them. If you're doing this in a situation where you're surrounded, you want to keep the hand palm down as much as you can. So rather than turning the hand palm up the way I was doing here towards the camera, you leave the hand palm down, but you cheat the fingers up. But you want to keep the thumb in place as you turn the fingers up. So it looks like this. That way, no one around you, including yourself, will be able to see the coin in classic palm until you do this move, come over, and then they'd be able to see it. So it's a move that can be done completely surrounded to produce a coin from thin air. The things to remember is that the open hand moves slowly as you pretend to grab the coin, and then you simply use the hand holding out to mirror. And that will help create the halo effect, to make it seem cleaner than it really is. So that's the first production. Allow that to sink in. You patter a little bit, and now you're going to have the mouth of the flipper in the shell mouth up. You're going to grab it with the index finger and thumb, and as you turn the hand palm down, that insert's just going to pop out. You're going to place that between the middle and the ring finger. That happens as this hand sweeps in front. The flipper coin and shell the flipper opens, you place that in between, and then you bring the hand down. But up to speed, it looks like you just produced the coin. You then show the hands empty. Now, what you want to avoid is you don't want to have this spot between the middle finger and the ring finger facing your audience. Because if you do, they'll see the insert between the fingers. So what you want to do is you want to curl the fingers in slightly and then turn the hand so that the index finger side of the hand faces your audience, rather than the fingertips, like so. It's still a very natural thing, but it just prevents your audience from being able to see the insert of the flipper. The next part is probably the part that gets the best reactions. You're going to reach into the air and grab another bit of nothing. And then you're going to use a line that I got from my friend Garrett Thomas. He says, this one you can see. This one you have to see to believe. And then what's going to happen is you're going to pantomime dropping the invisible coin from the fingertips onto the palm of the hand. And what happens is you're going to drop the hand maybe 3 or 4 inches, but very sharply. You're going to drop the hand so fast that the hand and the flipper coin, because this insert acts as an anchor to keep this in place, so that this entire unit of the hand and the open flipper coin is going to fall faster than the expanded shell. So what ends up happening is the expanded shell is suspended in the air for just a moment and then falls on top. And what that does is it creates this very visual production of a second coin. And that is what they call a WTF moment. When your audience sees that, it never, never fails to get a great reaction. So again, you reach out. This one you can see. This one you have to see to believe. And just pause. Leave it there for 3 or 4 seconds. Now you're going to do something slightly discrepant after you allow that moment to breathe. You're going to openly finger palm. I prefer a high finger palm only because I have medium to large size hands. I openly finger palm the expanded shell. I put my index finger on the shell of the flipper coin. I place my thumb there as well as I retrieve the insert of the flipper just by curling the ring finger underneath the insert of the flipper, opening it so that you can then have access to the insert. All of that happens as your thumb goes underneath the insert of the flipper, pushing the open flipper coin to the fingertips. So it simply looks like you have 2 coins that you then bring to the fingertips. The reason I say it's discrepant is because at this point you see a head and a head. When you have the open flipper coin trapped between the fingers that you retrieve after you finger palm, you end up with a head and a tail because it's the open flipper. But no one notices it. So you produce the first one, boom, you allow that to sit in, you retrieve, and you bring it up to the fingertips. Now you've just got the expanded shell hidden just behind. Use the free hand to take the open flipper coin and shell as you finger palm the expanded shell. If you're working surrounded, rather than holding the coins like this, I have the palm towards my audience and I have the open flipper coin horizontal, parallel to the floor and the ceiling. The only time you'd be able to see it is if you were to look from underneath. If you see people starting to do that, just bring it closer to yourself. Again, don't run without being chased. Keep it as fair and as open as you can. Just be cognizant of your surroundings throughout the entire routine. The only thing you have to do is hide the underside of this, and it's so easy. If there's no one behind you, you can keep it up like this, nice and fair. If people are behind you, just hold it like this. And 360 degrees, there's nothing to see. Now you're going to produce the coin, the expanded shell, as the third coin using a Troy Hooser idea. You're going to have the coin in finger palm, but you're going to extend the middle and the index finger. And they're going to squeeze a portion of the cloth on your sleeve. From that point, you're going to use your thumb to push the coin down the fingertips and behind that cloth as you open the fingers. So it looks like you're just grabbing the cloth of your sleeve with the index finger and the thumb. Whenever you're ready, you pull, and that produces the coin. So up to speed, it just looks like you're grabbing a bit of the fabric, and then you produce. So I'll rub once or twice, even allow the spectators to see there's nothing there, and whenever I'm ready, boop, you get a coin from nowhere. From this point, I can show the 3 coins. Again, if I need to keep them parallel to the floor and the ceiling, you can do that. You're going to use the thumb to pull the uppermost coin down and out of view. At the same time, the back of the hand faces the audience, and you're going to pretend to grab that coin with your thumb. In reality, the thumb will pull this down as the hand goes from, the coin fan goes from vertical to horizontal. So from here to here. And the illusion you're going to create is that you're taking this coin away. So the thumb will come over as if it takes it and brings the coin into this position. So it looks like you're taking the coin. Okay, so again. I'm going to crumble that coin so that it vanishes. And if I have to do it from the side, you can come across this way and pretend to take it here. That way you can do it surrounded. Boom. Now you're going to take the open flipper coin as you finger palm the expanded shell. You're going to close the flipper coin by moving the index finger up so you're only holding the insert. That way you can trap the coin between the index finger and the middle finger. At this point, the thumb lets go so that you close the flipper coin, and then you squeeze with the thumb, allowing the coin to rest against the thumb and the middle finger. So up to speed, it looks like this. One more time from the side. It's a very simple thing to do. Just allowing it to close on its own. Couple that with placing this hand holding the expanded shell directly in front and then pushing the expanded shell to the fingertips. It will create the illusion of you showing the coins individually, one in each hand. It just looks like you've just taken this one and come away. Now you're going to place the closed flipper on top of, but behind, the expanded shell. In a moment, you're going to cause the two to nest. You pretend to take one coin into the other hand. That way you can show this coin, and because of the nature of the OXF, you can now even toss that one into the air, and you don't have to worry about them dislodging. Cause that to vanish, and now you're left with one coin. From this point, I do a spider grip vanish, which means I'm going to take the coin and place it into a classic palm position. As I hold the hand as if it might be holding on to something, I'll toss the coins in classic palm, and then I'll open the hand to show that it's in neither. It's also known as a double feint vanish, because when your audience sees you perform for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, they'll become accustomed to what is natural to you. So if you always show a coin to your right and you cause it to vanish, they're going to start to anticipate that the coin must still be in the right hand, especially if you do it the same way every single time. What the double feint vanish is intended to do is throw them off the scent. So instead of pretending to take the coin in your left hand, in this instance, you're really going to take the coin in the left hand. And then you're going to pretend to throw it away, aka the double feint. So it's still here, and then you can open the hand. It's also, again, known as a spider grip vanish. So I'll show the coin, toss it away, and it looks like it completely vanishes. And at that point, you just drop this coin into your pocket and move on to something else. Now, that's the way I'd perform it if I was completely surrounded. If I was going to do this where I can control my angles, you'll notice that I'm wearing a jacket that has elastic. When I'm not wearing a jacket that has elastic, I'll take a sock. I'll cut off the elastic part, and I'm going to wear that directly under my shirt sleeve. But I want to make sure that it stops right about here. Everything in the production is exactly the same. You produce it the exact same way. You drop, show 2 coins, do the retrieval, produce the 3rd coin, make the vanish happen the exact same way, nest, boom. But when you get to this point, when you have 2 coins, this is where things are going to change up a little bit. And I think this is really cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend to take this coin, allowing it to nest into the shell. And I'm going to pretend to hang the coin off to my right, your left. As my forearm covers this coin, this hand doesn't move. As my forearm covers, I'm going to drop this coin right into the sleeve as I make this coin vanish. Then I'm going to follow the forearm because it's covering where the coin should be, and I'll pretend to grab this coin. Squeeze, cause the coin to vanish, and you end up with a complete coin vanish. I'll show you the whole sequence up in performance speed. The last vanish. So watch the 3 coins. If you watch the top one, if I give it a little squeeze, you might see the moment it completely vanishes into the air. Of course, that leaves us with only 2. Now notice I'm not using my sleeves at all. But if you watch this one, you might actually see the second that one goes, leaving 1 coin to vanish into the ether. So again, I'll give you a better exposed version. Imagine that the audience is facing this way. So you've got the flipper coin, the shell, open to look like 3 pieces of silver. The first one vanishes the way I taught just a couple of moments ago. Separate, close the flipper as you show the 2 individual coins. The flipper coin is now above and behind the expanded shell. You pretend to grab the flipper coin as you nest the flipper into the shell. This hand does not move at all. You show what appears to be a coin using that slidini type of a thing. And then as you cross the body, you place the flipper coin into the sleeve, make the coin vanish, and then follow that track back to make it appear as if you've taken the coin. That way you can show this hand empty. And then you cause it to crumble down into nothing, and you can show the hands completely empty. And because of the nature of the elastic, the coin will stay there. So that is OxyClean coin routine. Like I said, if there's one trick that I will do if I'm stuck in the trenches that never fails to get an amazing reaction, this is the one. Please give it a try and let me know what you think.